proceeded to lie to the dude for a couple minutes, and the guy didn't really believe him. So stuff started going south, and then we started stealthily investigating the cart, and we realized that there were cages in the cart, which was covered by an illusion from the outside.
Me.
Yeah. Flama stealthily checked it out.
You forget to mention they rolled like a 24 on like stealth or something with this goddamn cart. Whatever it was, they broke the DC just barely, and then that theme would continue through the entirety of the encounter. No one was meant to do anything with this fucking cart.
Yeah. So there were a bunch of cages that were holding a bunch of tieflings. There were like 34 tieflings that were passed out in the back of the cart. So Flama chopped the wheel off.
I did.
And then the encounter proceeded. We defeated 2 of them, and the sorcerer, who was a necromancer, got
almost
away.
murdered us.
They were part of a group called
the Ivory Tusks.
The Ivory Tusks, who are a bunch of slavers, and they're bad.
They're the greatest slavers in all the land.
They're the slavers that took Flama.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Angry.
And one of them now has artwork on his face.
Yeah.
Courtesy of yours truly.
All right. Whatever that means.
He chopped him up pretty good.
His face and upper body is literally an asterisk.
Yeah, of slashes.
Because of the damage Miles now did to him.
Bleeding profusely.
Yeah.
After the battle, we rested up. I healed a bunch of people, and the tieflings were like, where are we? We don't know where we are. And conveniently, I speak Infernal, so I was able to talk to them, and then we decided we're gonna go back to Phandalin with them so that we can hopefully give them a safe spot and continue on with our journey.
So we didn't go to the keep.
Oh no, you completely not at all.
Oh, there was some other stuff too.
And
but do you want to do it?
What's the other stuff?
The cipher.
The cipher.
Oh shit!
That's
huge.
right
on the table, right there. Both of
right.
them. Don't touch them yet. Your soda's on the ciphers and everything.
We have
They
Print
filled
stuff
out.
off. Okay, so here we go. This week, critical role. No,
Not that.
Hey.
welcome to knockoff. Welcome to Walmart Critical Role.
We had to come up with a name for it.
Everything's on discount.
Nice.
50% off.
It's not quite as good, but it's not Thursday. Anyway, so welcome to another wonderful week of our silly D&D campaign. Last week, we had quite an adventure. Our team of heroes were on their way to Cragmaw Castle when they ran into Readoff, who was making his way to the next parts of the world to go figure out more about that weird disease that was all over Aries' body. At night, Masnell had a good heart-to-heart with Readoff, talking about the weird visions he had seen the other night. Through many conversations, Readoff started to educate the group about the world and gave them a world map and some of the lore, especially the name Brine that Masnell was inquiring about was about the King in the North.
King of the North.
Who is a woman?
Who is a woman. There's reasons behind that. I don't know why you keep getting hung up on that, Ryan.
That was the first time I mentioned it. I wasn't the one that was hung up on it.
Yeah, someone
before.
was hung up on it last. It was you. You're the worst. Okay.
Doesn't make sense.
So as they went into the forest, a incredibly perceptive and incredibly high stealth girl noticed this whack job wagon. There was 2 individuals on horses and one big burly guy, kind of big dark beard, bald head, going along with the carriage. And Airy ends up stepping out in front of it, flagging it down, and then Flama looks into the back. Looking inside the back, he finds tons of cages inside an illusion holding 34 tiefling families. Aries able to notice with his perceptions a tattoo of an elephant on the necromancer's hand. You would later learn when he starts unleashing his frost attacks, not Kona cold, but different frost attacks that I had an emergency stat block. I wonder if the stat block I looked up was Lorenzo. That could have been it, but I didn't mean that. That's for darn sure. And it definitely didn't unfold almost like Critical Role's silly dilly Lorenzo encounter.
Totally different.
Definitely
It was
didn't.
100% different.
Yes.
Like Walmart different. Now, after forcing the necromancer to flee and killing his 2 comrades, the necromancer raises one of them from the dead and runs away. what they're able to find when they ransack the broken down cart after the fight, they destroy the zombie and find 2 ciphers inside. As they try to crack these ciphers, Ulazal has a sit-down conversation with the lead tiefling, which we'll call Cinnamon right now, because none of us can remember how to say his actual name.
Better name.
It's perfect.
Cinnamon is the leader who is able to speak common and start explaining that.
Is that canon? That's his
Yes,
name.
it's name. Yes, canon. It's actually coming from Tendorf, and they're all kind of in disarray. Most of them only speak Infernal, and it's kind of like they were in an enclave inside the city of Tendorf. Brokering some kind of idea and deal, trying to get them back to Fanland so they'd be safe, the group decides with Ulazal that it's probably not a good idea to send a caravan of tieflings by themselves with just 1 letter to try and get the entrance into the town. So they're all deciding to take the tieflings back to Fanland to try and make sure they have a safe return or a safe journey because their whole lives have been turned upside down. In the morning, when Ulazal pulls out these papers to go see what these ciphers mean from the stuff they took out from the wagon earlier and hid off the road and buried, both Dell and Mosnell helped get rid of all the carnage and everything in the forest, preserving nature. They're all solved. And in addition to that, there is a letter that is left on Aries' cloak in that morning as well, and there is no sign of Jaquald anymore.
No!
So that's where we pick up this week. So, who would like to go first? What do you guys want to do?
Jaqualden!
Wait, before we get into anything,
Yeah.
I have a surprise for everyone.
Oh.
Oh,
You're pregnant?
he's got a webcam.
You're engaged.
You don't have to outlook.
He already has one.
I have my leg.
Do it!
Oh, you do. That's right. You do have a webcam.
do have
I'll
one.
get over
Be here!
I'll be right back. Actually, I'm
So hype.
Takes like 10 minutes.
just gonna
Wow.
go pick up the letter in case
Ooh.
you guys want to read. This is Aries' letter.
I don't know how to read.
That's okay. It's okay.
All right,
he's got
so I have to actually read the letter now. I got it earlier,
Yes,
and
I
I
sent it
haven't
to
actually taken a
him,
look
but
at
it's
it.
this shitty white document. It's beautiful.
It is pretty. That's very cool.
And those are your ciphers, so you can pick those up as well.
Wow.
Well, you don't have them. Ulazal does.
Thanks, bud.
Fine.
But Jaqualden was my boy.
It's all in Jaqualden's
All right.
handwriting.
It's so beautiful and ornate.
That is the handwriting I
Yeah.
would expect.
Isn't that amazing?
I love this already. I read the first word.
Oh boy.
The best part is the handwriting. It really characterizes
Jaqualden.
Jaqualden in such a beautiful way.
I miss him already.
I do.
I hope he's an NPC in our next campaign.
Oh.
We'll have to see where you may or may not see it even in this campaign. Who says he's gone forever?
Final boss.
Final boss, dude. That would be so good, though.
It's too predictable. He's not going to do it.
Not gonna
He's going to wait until we forget
All
about
right.
it, then he's going to bring it back.
Yeah. And then he actually is the final boss.
So, all of these ciphers are solved. It looks
Right.
like one of these is a manifest of all the things that were on the cart. There are 40 manacles, 33 tieflings, 8 everlock cages, 3 great swords, 20 silver, 5 gold, Tomb of Tomorrow, peace offering, contract of descent, and 4 horses. And then the other one is a letter, which looks like somewhat of a business contract between Escott, Whitman, and which one's that last name?
Which where?
It looks like a Delir.
I'll see the letter. Let me see. Because these were 2, I just didn't feel like cutting in half.
Okay.
Oh right, yeah. You'll have to try and decipher Jaqualden's handwriting on that.
Okay.
purposeful.
So I just read through it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. So Jaqualden's gone.
No!
Gone where?
Where?
I don't know. He's gone somewhere, but he left this letter for me, and it's very tasteful to our relationship.
Oh!
So allow me to read it.
Okay.
Fuckface. I could have sworn you died, but we all make mistakes. This group of people seem to be on the right track. You all should keep it up. If I have things to sort out, maybe I will meet you again. Maybe you'll die before it gets to happen. Like one of those tragically laughable deaths. Potentially losing your balance on a mountain or choking on water or something. If you survive those obstacles, then I'm sure to see you again. If for whatever asinine reason you end up heading back to Tendorf, go to the South District to find the house with a falcon on its door. It's small, probably like your dick, you can't miss it. Knock on the door 3 times. If that doesn't work, barrel the damn thing down and then fix it. Don't be rude. There are some answers in there that might help you or not. How would I know? Anyhow, Bruce has been pooping in your morning meals. Catch you on the flip side, you prick. With all my love, Jack.
Oh,
Yeah.
how endearing.
Did anyone ever call him Jack?
No.
Not a single person.
No,
Never.
were we supposed to?
I don't think we were.
Oh,
All right.
interesting.
Ugh,
So, Tendor.
man, just when Jaqualdin was growing on me. But in a more real sense, not really.
I'm gonna crawl into Maznal's fur.
Alright.
Is it the morning?
It,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't
this is the
matter. I
next
still want to
morning.
be in there.
I'm
Well, someone's got to do it.
whatever. I'm just a little
I've grown used to this.
I am there, right? I don't.
Yes,
I
you're
figured
you're on
yes.
a
Okay.
as you are normally, Luke. You're up on a branch, just looking down, watching everybody in the morning.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Airy, it seems like Jaqualdin knew that you would be looking for something in Tendorf. Is there anything that you're looking for there?
Not really looking. More like staying many leagues away from.
All right.
Well, it's your lucky day. We got some tieflings from Tendorf. You're welcome.
Good thing for you. We're headed to the opposite side of the country.
They are probably loosely related to my business there.
What's your
Is
business?
that good or bad?
I mean, it's good that we got them free and away from these people.
I meant for you.
For me, things can't get much worse.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
As in, like, this doesn't change my standing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, all right. Cool beans. Save some demon people, dudes.
They're tieflings.
Demon people, dudes.
So he left this letter. Is there anything else? Like, what's...
Is it?
Did he... did I notice that he left the ciphers just sitting there?
Well, those were on top of Ulazal's, and he talked about that while you were reading your letter. He discussed what
Okay.
he was seeing in those
I
letters.
can read this for you.
You should.
It's the first letter says tenant, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe. Who
Or
knows?
Maybe.
It's cursive.
Maybe.
Have fun.
Janant, perhaps. A gift for our future. May it be a sign of our great future together. If you hold up your end of the contract, we'll have an open channel. We'll see you in Lianzhou, Escott. And then there's a second letter that says, Whitman, do not fail me on this deal. This will solidify our future. This is the deal to end all deals. Bring back the tokens and prepare for our great expansion. There's nothing that can stop our mission after this. Delir.
The tokens.
I think it's,
Well, I guess that didn't work out too well, did it?
yeah. It sounds like we kind of stumbled into something pretty big.
Good. Fuck those guys.
Yes, we need to find that necromancer. I was not done playing tic-tac-toe on his
Is
face.
that what you were doing?
Yes, I didn't finish my game.
Oh my
I was only
God.
halfway through.
Oh, Mazno.
Wow. That's a little disturbing. Well, regardless, right now we have a task to do. We should start making our way back towards Phandalin so that we can hopefully give these people a home.
Maybe if you were better with your blade, you would have finished your game.
Ouch.
This is from a Flama, like, tucked in,
Yeah.
in your shirt, and just kind of, like, super sad that Colden's gone. You can
I'm
hear
gonna-
this, like, this angsty teenage, like, Rob left!
I'm gonna give a swift, not too hard, but just like a nice nudge in the gut.
I'm gonna double over and fall out of your fur. Fuck.
Only nice people get to stay in my fur.
While this is
Qualden
happening,
was
I'll
nice.
walk over to Cinnamon and
Can
tell him
I
that we're
can I
getting ready to
see the
depart.
letter,
Okay.
the cipher? Reed, can you just send me the document?
You asked for it. I'm helping.
I guess I can send it over. Ugh.
I'm helping.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I'm a little bit funny.
He's a funny guy.
Funny guy.
That's not it.
What is Dell doing right now?
He's chilling in a tree.
Chilling in a tree?
Roosting.
Roosting.
Oh, here it is.
Sidebar: I was reading about Aarakocras, and like they're from the elemental plane, and they like literally always fly. Like they like never stop flying. It's crazy.
Yeah, they don't want to walk.
They don't like walking at all.
Yeah.
Like they spend months in the air. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, if you could fly, you probably would too.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's
Well,
just like
he's
crazy.
going to when he's the final boss.
Everyone's the final. We have to do a battle royale one shot after we're all level 20.
That would be fun.
Where's Luke? This is. Oh, you know, I just drop it in the group chat.
You know, you could do that.
Yeah, dude.
There.
There we go.
Yeah,
There, nice.
Everyone's better. All right, there
We
you
did
go.
it.
You got your letter. I hope you're happy.
Awesome.
Alright.
Thank you.
So you walk over to Cinnamon in the morning.
We're preparing to depart. You should gather your people, get things as ready as you can to go. We'll be departing shortly.
Okay. As you walk away, you see they're kind of slow to wake up in the morning. They seem like a type of people that are more
Nocturnal.
Yes, nocturnal, but deep into the night, late to rise, in the sense that not so much that they're completely up at night, but their work carries them through the night. The little camp they made, you can see that the kids are still playing with the toys that Hana made, and they're still having fun with all that, both the music box and the little frog, clockwork that was hopping around. The kids have seemed to calm down. Some of the mothers are a little more at ease after a night not in the cages, but you can still see there's lots of stress and worry between them. They really didn't have any sort of camp to set up too well, but they did their best with some of the sheets and stuff that you guys had some adventuring supplies you gave them, and they made the best of what they could inside Neverwinter Forest, where you guys are. The treetops made wonderful cover. There was like a light drizzle last night, didn't even penetrate the treetops. So it was kind of this serene, calm night that you all got to experience.
Nice.
They're packing up all their things as Ulazal comes back to your little group where you have, once again, little logs that you always seem to make. Ulazal, nope. Mazna seems to make a habit of being able to cut some wood before you guys always make up camp and make some benches. In particular, he likes staring at his fire. That almost seems like tradition, despite him giving away positions sometimes. It's almost calming to him. Especially because he's been on hunts so long. Sometimes you get that mix of, you get the sense that it's a treat, basically, every time Maznal gets to make a fire.
I'd like to go over to Ulazal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ulazal. Back in Phandalin, weren't they rebuilding the town?
They were.
Rebuilding from damage? I think if some of these tieflings were willing to help in the rebuilding, they might get more of a warm welcome, maybe even jobs.
That's what I was thinking as well. Vandalin's in a little bit of disarray. It does seem like they're making strides, but I can only imagine that adding more people to their workforce would be good.
Yes.
How many of the tieflings are like workmen that could work, or like workable people?
There is about of the 30, there's about 8 men, and there's about, if I remember correctly, 7 children, and the rest are women.
Okay.
Now that you've thought about this, you notice it's very odd that there's a lack of men in here. It seems like purposeful that there isn't a lot of men inside this caravan.
So these guys are probably weaklings. We'll do what we can for them once we get there, but that is a great idea. That'll be a strong point for negotiation.
Yes, I agree.
Worst case scenario, we can go somewhere else.
True. I would like to avoid traveling with a huge caravan of people if at all possible.
I would too. But...
Especially when we have stuff we have to do already.
Whatever.
I don't know. When I want to assault goblin-filled castles, I like taking a caravan of tieflings.
Yeah.
Like all across the world?
Oh yeah, of course.
Jesus.
They are capable of some pretty
That was a
decent-
joke.
Bring them along for the whole campaign.
Oh,
That's a bad nope.
that is a horrible idea.
Let's see where it goes.
Oh god, they're all gonna die.
They would all die.
Okay, I'm rolling for 8 males.
You just need to arm them, create a vanguard for ourselves.
Honestly, no.
We'll send them out first.
Oh god.
Alright,
They become our pawns.
God.
let's get ready to go.
Send the children into the minefield.
Stop!
Do you see one? I got a mine, I got a mine. They're
my
so light, they don't
God.
trigger. It's great. Go, go, go. Dig it up, dig it up. No, slow. Yeah, you got it.
Nice job, Timmy. You get 2 biscuits tonight.
Oh no, it's more like.
That's like, wish I knew what that.
All right, back
Racist
to the
infernal the
game.
way we do
I
infernal.
feel like
It's gotta be, dude.
Is everybody ready to go?
Yep.
Yep.
Racist.
Okay, everyone files in. Everyone's basically making a long march back to Fanlin. It's about a day and a half's journey. So I'm gonna need everyone to make perception checks.
Oh god, I don't even have my
Besides
character sheet.
Mosnell, he gets to do survival checks.
Natural 20!
What did you roll, Zach?
I rolled a natural 1.
Do you need
16 for
to
Aries.
know what
So
it actually
it's
is?
not a 1, but
Oh, it's a
probably-
natural one.
It's probably like a 3.
I got a 10.
You got 10,
A 16 for Airy.
16.
Carry me, team.
This is basically determining the marching order, too. So
I got a
you're
19.
last.
That's fine.
You're second. Mosnell's leading the way. You got a natural 20, you said?
I did.
To start
Natural
the
20.
night?
That's awesome.
Natural 20.
Jesus. Well, the journey is going to be faster. That's already for sure.
Much appreciated.
Nice. You're welcome.
What was the,
So I believe, Dal, what did you roll?
12.
12? Okay. So I'm pretty sure the marching order is Mosnell or Hana, Erie, Del, Flama, Ulazal at the back. And you're at the back with Cinnamon, and basically all the tieflings are in the middle. So as you guys are getting outside the Neverwinter forest, you're coming up on the campsite where you met Readoff the first day, and Ulazal and most of the pack has already got far ahead, but you're kind of lagging behind with some of the children because they're a bit slower, but you guys are keeping back. You're having conversations back and forth with Cinnamon, but you notice in the direction that Readoff took off, you actually see a body on the ground.
I'm gonna tell them to go stay with the group, and I'm gonna go check it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna investigate that situation.
Am I noticing this?
No, the children and the tieflings are in between you.
Oh, you cheeky DM, you.
Cinnamon kind of turns to you and goes, "What is it?"
I don't know, but I want you guys to stay safe with the group. I'm gonna go check it out.
I don't think I'm comfortable with you going alone. Do you mind if I join you?
You can come.
Okay. The two of you start walking toward, and you actually see what appears to be Readoff on the ground, cut, bloody, and just kind of turning over back and forth, and all sorts of twisted pain, and you can hear these moans from him. What do you do?
I'll run over to him and say, Rudolph!
He turns over and you can see his face is all cut up and he looks up to you and he goes, "Who's there? Who's there? Please, no more, no more."
I'll touch him and cast Cure Wounds.
All right. Go
How
ahead.
long?
8 plus 3, that's 7 heals.
7 heals. Okay. So you see his face starts to stitch together a bit, and you recognize him, but he looks worse for wear.
What happened?
Orcs. They attacked me. It was all before, just as you guys left. Oh, how long has it been?
It's just been a day.
A day. Oh my goodness.
Where did they come from? And where did they go?
I don't know. Got my joke.
I'm gonna pick him up. His arm
Okay.
over my shoulder. I'm gonna start walking towards the group with him.
Okay. As you pick him up on your shoulder, he goes, "Wait, I have to. There's something. I found something out. I have to tell you." And he turns into your ear, and both Cinnamon and you are holding him in the middle like this, and all of a sudden his voice changes, and you hear in your ear, "You need to come home."
I'm gonna drop him.
Out of the ground, hands come and grab your feet and Cinnamon's feet right now.
I am gonna thaumaturgy my voice as loud as I can towards where my friends would be and say, "Help!"
I will fly over there full
We all
speed.
turn around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all start.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
wow. Ulazal is missing. That's so
You
weird.
guys are now racing toward him. Give me one moment.
With the children and stuff in tow.
I'm gonna fly above him.
Yeesh.
Okay.
God dang natural ones!
I'm gonna quickly yell at all the tieflings while I'm running over to like stay and keep each other safe.
They don't.
They
They
don't
don't.
They don't
understand.
have that. None of you. No, none of
Mazdal doesn't realize this, so he does it anyway.
all the tieflings start panicking as they now see. They look back, and there's quite a distance. There's like I'd say maybe 30 yards separating where Willzal and Cinnamon went over to see the down Rudolph, and
Sick.
Calm down. You're looking a little too intense for this point yet.
You don't even
So
know!
many
You don't even know!
as
Damn it, you can never trust Rudolph. It's never him half the time.
I can never trust anyone!
You can never trust Rudolph. It's never him.
you won't be able to hear this.
66%
but there's
of the
an
time.
echo effect they're going to be able to hear in a second. Just give me I got to think about it.
Half the time it's
Because you see the body start twisting a little bit, and it leans as you're trying to fight off, and the hands are pulling you guys into the ground as you're both trying to go this way, and the arms around it are starting to bulge, and you see red skin start coming out of it, and a snout start coming forward.
What?
What creature is this?
You're gonna hear, "We miss you." Oh, is that working? Yes. No.
Nope.
Nope. Where is it? Why is that not working? Is it this way? Hello? There it is.
There we go.
Special effects! Wow! Okay, you guys can hear it, but there's an awesome echo going on right now.
I can hear it.
Yeah, you guys, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Great.
Should have called in.
You'll have to. Yeah. Well, actually, what I want to do is I'm going to get Splitter, and I'm going to give you all headsets in the future, so you're going to be able to hear
I
this
don't want a
stuff.
headset.
That's fine, then you don't have to wear it and listen to it. I'll figure it out. We need you home, Ulazal.
I'm gonna wrap my fist with necrotic energy and I'm just gonna punch him and cast inflict wounds.
Okay. Do you
Well, first you're curing the wounds.
That just hits, right?
Well, no, it's a spell attack.
Okay, spell attack. So go ahead.
That's a 13.
That's a 13. That hits. Roll damage.
Okay, so that's 3d10. That is 14 points of damage.
All right. Just gotta turn that down a bit. Okay. So, as he's holding you there and turning into this weird creature, Woolsald What do you what'd you call it?
Inflict wounds.
Inflict wounds. with
Justice
the
inflict wounds punch.
It goes
Justice punch.
goes right through, and you see just the necrotic damage feeding through, and it actually punches straight through the sternum of the creature, all the way to the other side. It almost feels like plaster the way you punch through him, and it's straight through, but he's still staying there, whispering in your ear as the fist goes through. It must be done. You have to come home.
Push off and just get back away from him.
Okay. Do a strength check for me.
Athletic.
That doesn't look good.
I think that's a 5.
That's a 5.
Yeah, it's
Not.
No. So that you don't get out free, and all of a sudden you feel yourself being pulled into the ground. Your kneecaps are now on the ground, and Cinnamon now. It's called. What's the one where they do intimidation in Infernal? What is it called? I forgot off the top of my head.
Hellish Rebuke?
What's that?
Hellish Rebuke?
Right. Don't you roll? I roll a d20 on that, right?
I'm not sure.
God damn it, I don't have that up on me right now.
That's a bartered thing.
Yeah. Well, we're not doing it because then I don't have it.
No, hold on. I can look it real quick.
I actually didn't think Cinnamon was going to be here for this situation. But...
You planned the situation though. You planted
I
the
did.
seed. You're
I
like,
did.
oh,
But you never know all the different ways.
oh, he's gonna bite.
Do I have a clear shot while this is going on?
Which one are you talking
as you're
about?
racing towards it, you would. It's a
Uh,
long
You're
distance.
talking about vicious mockery.
Vicious Mockery. Thank Christ. Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
Yes. How do you do Vicious Mockery?
I believe it's a save.
Yes.
I think it's a charisma save or something like that.
Okay. Well,
I can
then-
look it up, but I think it's a charisma save.
Yep, I got a DC in my head, so let me roll. All right, that definitely works. So Cinnamon turns to the weird, like the body, like the whole legs are now like turning to ash and fading as from what you punched through it, and it's turning away, and you see it
Bless you.
look
Bless you.
grab the big snout space, and you can see these eyes. Like they're deep yellow, and you can see horns starting to protrude out of this changing reed off. He brings it over, and you hear him in Infernal, which I'm not as intimidating as most people are, in Infernal. But he goes, "You will leave us!" And you see the eyes of the demon just go like white, and then the whole thing just kind of fades into dust particles. But you both are being pulled in still by what feels like a bony hands.
Am I above him yet?
You are now. Dell comes in just as you see the like dust, almost Avenger style, but like white. It's really bright white, almost like mummy
Avenger
wrappings
style.
dust, just going into the distance. They're getting pulled down, Dell.
All right, I'm gonna throw down my bear totem.
Yes.
So now everyone who is in the range has advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Okay.
I will land and just pick each one of them up with one hand, or one in each hand, and pull them out.
Okay. I would like you to make a strength check. Dell swoops in, and both Cinnamon and
good.
Lozon grab onto his talent.
That is a
Both-
21.
Ooh-wee.
Dell, incredible speed. It's like when you see on the farms a tool that's used to pop out the crops, just with ease, zips into the sky. And as they fly up into the sky, you see skeletons holding on to both their legs. And as they go up into the air, they all seem to lose their animation and fall as bones come to the ground and land. Both are freed.
Alright, I will fly away from that area back to the other people and land
Okay.
safely, hopefully.
What was that?
As everyone's running and meeting in between, the tieflings are like, "Whoa!" running around. They're rushing towards Cinnamon. Cinnamon's like, "It's okay, I got this. It's fine. Everyone's fine." In the back of his mind, what was that? But he's just like, everything's dead.
I'm gonna walk over to Cinnamon and I'm gonna embrace him.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
He's surprised.
thank you. You don't know what you just did. Thank you.
I don't know what anything that just happened is. What's going on? What's that demon?
I'm gonna pull him and my friends aside,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pull up my backstory.
Oh, jeez. In the middle of the clearing. All right.
Oh boy.
No, we're gonna go off to the side where people can't really hear us.
You're on. So you just exit the Neverwinter Forge. They're just like roaming hills until you hit Phandalin at this point. You were attacked in like a plains, basically, wide open. So you're basically going like 5 feet away from the entire pack of tieflings, which is fine, by the way, because they don't speak common. So
They don't really. Yeah.
I'm gonna gesture for everybody to keep moving towards, like, we're gonna walk and talk.
okay.
Walking
So
and talking.
everyone. So Cinnamon sort of calms everybody down, gives them reassuring gestures and words of encouragement, and he spins it in a way to the folks that makes it feel like, we've already with these people, we've been attacked and we're fine. We are in safe hands. This is
freaking
great.
hero!
This is fantastic.
Best ambassador ever.
Let's keep moving forward. There is brighter futures ahead of us, and he's really turning the positive side. of
He's
this.
selling us
Yeah.
hard.
And then he comes back to you guys again with wide eyes. What's going on? I'm gonna lose my cool soon.
I have been running from my past for a long time. I thought I was safe. I thought I had escaped. Since I've become a worshiper of Tyr, I thought I was saved from all of this. But in my past, I was initially a member and then held captive by a cult. The cult's name they were known as the Children of Vision. It was horrible. I was drawn there initially because they gave me access to so much knowledge. I was learning so many things that I had never thought that I would have. Knowledge about ancient secrets, about all of these strange creatures, and as I was drawn deeper and deeper in, they eventually put me in a tower. It was over in a tet. I was forced to do research about tieflings, about things that they thought were going to help them. They were trying to summon a demon, trying to summon something to give them more power, try and give them influence over the world. I don't know what their goal was, but they were using me to try and achieve their means, and that's where I learned a lot of the things that I know. That's where I learned to speak Infernal. That's where I learned all about the different fiends and creatures, and ultimately their attempts to summon something worked, and a horrible fiend came and destroyed many of them. It's hard for me to talk about, to remember that night, because I can still hear the screams of all of the people just gone. Shortly after we began our adventure, I heard the voice that I heard destroy all of these people call out to me again in my mind. Right before Phandalin was destroyed, telling me to come home. I thought I was done. I thought I was away from it all finally. I don't know what they still want with me, but I'm being targeted.
Is it a cult or this fiend?
It's been a long time since I've been there, So I imagine that they've restructured since so many of them were initially destroyed upon summoning this fiend. I've only heard her call out to me. I haven't been contacted by a person, and this is the second time that something has happened. I was hoping that if I were to just stay faithful and try and do good, that this would just go away, but now I can see that this is not going to happen, and I need to deal with this. I'm sorry to drag you all into this.
It's just more things to kill, right?
Oh God.
I like your thinking, Mazna.
I don't even know if that's possible.
Facepalm.
She's an immortal being. She's more powerful than anything I've ever seen in my life.
What about Tyr?
You know, that's what I thought.
Oh.
And I need to keep reassuring myself that that's where my strength comes from. That's where my ability to do all these things comes from. But when I'm faced with such great evil, it's hard to imagine that someone like me could be the balance for that.
Maybe it just means you're that good.
Maybe. Probably not yet, based off of what just happened.
Yeah.
So were those minions like of this fiend demon thing? Those skeletons?
Yeah.
Would I know that?
It could have just been a trap laid by someone. I don't know. That.
No, it definitely wasn't just a random trap.
I mean, that guy that we just saw in the cart that had these people brought his friend back from the dead. So.
He used the
You make a
same
good
exact
point.
words the first time that she called out to me.
Well, definitely connected then.
I haven't seen fiends like that before. I'm not sure, but it wouldn't surprise me that the children of vision found a way to manipulate creatures like that. We need to keep going.
Before we keep going, or we're already going, right?
Yeah, you're all going.
We're already
still on
going.
pace.
We're
thanks
still
to
walking.
Mosnell's great survival check. You guys are still ahead.
So now that that's out of the way, is there any other crazy weird stuff that we should know about? Maybe Hana. I mean, Airy has his. I mean, let's be real. So, Airy
Well, I'm gonna
has
give
like a
Flama-
giant rash thing, right? That puts him in a coma. Maznal, I guess, has a king that he has no idea about. Cool. And you, I guess, have demons following you.
I didn't know about it until a few weeks ago.
So what kind of weird stuff do you got going on?
I'm gonna look intently at Flama and, like, in a low voice, be like, "Don't mess with your Hana."
I'm not messing with Hana. I just want to clear up everything because I don't want any more surprises.
I'm just gonna look up at them and be like, I just went through a breakup. And like, that's it.
He is
That's the only
secretly
reason
a-
I'm here.
He's just gonna kill us all.
I'm just gonna deadpan, just be like, oh, oh, all right,
Fair enough.
fair, cool. Was it a gnome or do you just date gnomes or like how does that work? I don't know.
At that point, I'm just gonna walk away.
Orana leaves the group, not by choice,
Dang.
but by
Obvious
necessity.
Dang, I just wanted to know. I've never seen a gnome. I'd date a gnome.
I'm sure she's interested in half elves too. Huh?
Nice.
I don't know.
High five.
I probably wouldn't push it.
Yeah, I don't think she's my type anyway. I'll find another gnome.
I'm just gonna keep walking.
Why are you caught up with this gnome thing? I'm confused.
It's a gnome. What do you mean? It's a gnome.
I am going to keep
All
walking.
right.
Dell was flying over everybody that time too, so he was a
Yeah,
part of all
Dell's
this.
like-
You're just like,
Everyone just stood totally the bottomed out there. There was a nice meaningful thing, and then that just.
what
went
about
away.
cinnamon?
Once like
Cinnamon
actual
is speechless. Like 6 times, I'm like, "What about cinnamon?" During this entire conversation, I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." Yeah, he's got nothing to
well,
add.
did Cinnamon even understand any of that? Because he didn't say it in Infernal.
Yes, he speaks common. That's the only reason
Yeah,
he's
he was the
been
only guy who spoke
communicating with. He's like the ambassador between the groups, making sure he can speak Infernal to the Enclave and then communicate with these guys.
Okay.
He just pats Lizal on the back and he goes like, "That's tough. If we had literally anything, we'd offer it. But I'm not quite sure what we can do, let alone fiends and demons. We've been called that, but
You are most certainly not that. And what you guys can do for me is make sure that we transition as smoothly into Phandalin as possible. Be as helpful and as friendly as you can.
okay. Is
Yes.
the town in need?
The town has just been destroyed and is in the process of being reconstructed.
Oh, right, from the other night.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot. Just today was a bit.
And that's when Maz was gonna step in, say, so if any of your group were able to help rebuilding, I'm sure that would make it easier for you to transition, or they would be more accepting if you had people assisting with the rebuilding.
The tiefling's kind of at your height, like earlier when you were in that lock with the fiend. He was actually like crouching because of how tall this tiefling is, and this is one of the first times Mazel doesn't have to like crane his neck down to see individuals. It's only like a little bit, and it's a little different. It's a little refreshing to see somebody of similar size. The only time he's remembered like another being that wasn't like a giant, for example, of his height or more, is his father.
He was a big man.
No, that's his name, Big Man.
You think I'm kidding?
Tiefling looks to Mosno. That sounds wonderful, Big Man. We will do our very best to try and make a positive impact on this town, and hopefully we can make a new home and lives for ourselves.
It sounds like a good idea. Now, I believe when when we arrive at the town, we should probably just send a small delegation in. I don't know if I should go or not, depending on who's there to greet us. But
We should. I think we should maybe go around the town, drop off the Enclave with Sister Geraldine, and then the others, and then we can have like people go talk to Gila.
Hey.
there was more of a military presence there, so we're pretty likely to be noticed if we sneak around the whole town with 50
I'm not
people.
saying sneak. I'm just.
Walk
Uh-huh.
calmly, peacefully, so as to not draw any attention to ourselves. Should we send somebody ahead? Maybe.
We'll roll
I don't know.
34 stealth.
That's
checks.
probably a good idea. Send someone just ahead.
To warn them.
Not to, but just, give them a heads up.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to do that?
I am not the best choice for that task.
I
I
mean, I'm pretty
volunteer.
fast, so I could get up there.
I think it might be a good idea to send Airy. He's pretty charismatic.
I'll go too.
Are you
I am on decent terms with Sister Geraldine likes me. I mean, I got 12 healing potions. And I'm not going to
Should.
say it like this, obviously.
No, I like that. I like that.
And, what's her face? The girl that hates you. Liliana.
Hila?
Liliana.
Oh, Liliana.
I'm just
Even
Liliana.
going to
is
talk to
like
Liliana
moderately
again.
not hating me right now. So I mean, I think I'm a good choice too.
I think that's a good idea. You two
I'll go
should
with
go
Aries.
scout ahead and deliver the message.
All right. Anything
Okay.
else? Everybody good?
Yeah.
All right. I would like Airy and Hana to make stealth checks.
I'm still thinking about gnomes.
You sure are. You're kind of playing with
Ooh,
the pommel.
natural one.
Oh no, you're a rogue, what?
How is that possible? Don't you get stuff to add to that?
Yeah, you have like a +8.
I mean, yeah, I've got a +7 to it,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it's still a natural one.
They're not even sneaking, really. I don't know.
It's called a critical fail.
Alright, so
I
I got a
know.
16.
You got a 16? Oh,
Yeah.
good for her. So a 16 and really an 8. Okay. All right. The sun starts setting, and the tieflings and Maznell's little leading expedition holds everybody up on just the outskirts on one of the last hills before you get a clear shot to the town. Hana and Erie are making their way in, and Erie basically stumbles down the hill for like 4 or 5 rolls before Hana's like running after him and trying to figure out what to do. And she takes out one of her music boxes that she made, and she tosses it ahead, and she tosses it in front of Aries, so as he hits it, it's just enough to where he's rolling down the hill, hits that.
Foot catches it, rolls up.
Yes, I'll go with that. That's even more fun. It shatters the music and explodes, but he's up on his feet and now running down the hill and starts laughing to himself a bit. But you see walls have been erected toward the front. There's actually now a gate leading into Fanlin, but it's not complete all the way around. There are 2 sentries out front, and you can see sentries walking along the sides at this point, the perimeter, but they're not close to catching. You two see this at a distance where they can't quite see you just yet. Even they can make out the dots of you, but they're not sure if it's animals or if it's what. You guys are still on the horizon, but you've piqued the attention of the sentries of Fan.
Is our caravan far enough away that these sentries won't be able to see us?
Yes,
or-
you're just behind that hill.
Yeah.
You're just chilling out right now. Like, Dell just taking it all in, wondering what the big deal is. Mainly the rationale for Dell in his head right now is tieflings not in the forest, good for nature.
Only you
Fire
can
plus
prevent
tree
forest
equals
fires.
bad.
Yep. He's got no issue with them, like the way they look or any of that type of stuff. He just sees the kids playing with shit, doesn't like it. They're pulling up weeds and stuff, and he's like, that's kind of good, but he's not sure. It's a mixed bag. That's kind of been the whole time he's the pros and cons. He's been weighing as everybody else's nonsense is going on. He's just been like studying the tieflings and trying to figure them out. At one point, he even like crouched down and he was walking next to the kids, and they seemed to try and say things to him. No, you don't speak Infernal. Please, God, tell me you don't speak Infernal.
I don't know.
So now, not understanding these hellish things
Of
coming
course
out
I
of their
do.
mouths, little uncomfortable for once. Like, that's not normal. I've never heard those noises before. And he's kind of like, he's no sense of personal space with the kids, but the kids are almost playing with him at that point where, like, they're touching his beak and stuff, and he just kind of like backs up a little bit and then gets closer again. They've been having a real
One
good.
point, he wild shapes into a wolf, and he starts like seeing what they're gonna do, like a small wolf, you know,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
dangerous, but
And some of the kids like go back, and some of them are like, and some like start taking out food and stuff. It seems like some of them are used to wolves, some
So
of them not
brave.
so much. Now all that's going on. And
We're
so
gonna, I guess.
Hana has now just caught up down the hill to Airy, who's is leveled, and
I'm gonna go up to those sentries, not trying to hide myself or anything, just kind of make myself known to them.
okay. Hana, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna follow Aries' lead.
Okay, so you kind of do your whole cloak thing, put the cloak up, and that Airy. How are you cloaking up right now? It's the same deal, or are you going cloak down?
I'm not really cloaked up. I'm gonna have my hood down,
Mhm.
just kind of approaching.
All right. You hear like the crunching of grass. You can see how those like long Neverwinter days here with no snow. You're probably what would be our equivalent of going from August to September at this point, and fun fact with your journey, you're coming up on like 3 months, I think, since the first time you met in that town of Neverwinter, the city of Neverwinter. Just as a reference.
I wonder if we're ever gonna go back there.
Oh no! I do. Well, I actually don't, the way you guys play. Anywho, you approach the sentries and you hear a halt. Who goes there? And you're just like almost just. Oh, Jesus! Like this seems like such an annoyance. Before you say anything, I want to describe to you the looks of them. The fence itself looks like those wooden sharp fence lines you would see, sort of like pyres, but they're not thin. They're very, very thick. You can tell these trees have been imported from outside the area of Neverwinter. The sentries themselves seem to be in this. It's purples and greens is their armor, but it's not like heavy mail. It's like as good as you could get kind of mail. It's like medium armor, but it's not the best made. You can tell that they're going for something that they're not really hitting very well. It's almost there. It's like you tried, but the helmets have like almost a Spartan fur to it on the top, and it comes down to the sides right here. Both of them have spears on their sides, and you can also see short swords right by their waist. And the other ones are starting to light their torches for the evening as they're actually going away from where the guards are at the front of the little gates that they're making right now. And now, the two of them, one's a little shorter than the other, which kind of messes up the intimidation factor a little bit if you got these like guards. But you don't recognize them from being in Vanlin at all from before. And you now hear him engage with you. You can say whatever you need to do.
I'm gonna have like both arms up, just to look less menacing, and I'm just gonna be. My name's Airy. We are part of the party that helped fight off the goblins. We are making an early return. There was an unexpected complication in the matter, and
I'm gonna stop you right there. What do you mean we? The two of them are just sort of staring at you right now.
We were a party. We are a party that were here before. We helped fight off the goblins, and we are known to the town and to Heala Thornton. And we need to make a short stop here and speak with her.
Are you alone?
There's two of us, and then we have a party just beyond the hill.
What do you mean there's
probably a little over 30 total.
Kind of turns in a little, or he has his spear and knocks back on the wall a little bit. You see a guy kind of over a little rampart there. Look over. He seems like, yeah, it's people. Just enough. Go get Heala. I don't know. We have intruders. And he
We're not
stands
intruders, but okay. We've been here before. You're the new ones.
I don't appreciate the attitude or the deception. You keep saying there's more than one of you here. As another one starts coming over with a spear, sort like hand on he puts the spear like against the wall, and he sort of has his hand on his short sword. He's getting closer and trying to look Airy up and down.
I gotta look around me to see if I can see Orhana.
Orhana, you turn around and you can see Orhana in her cloak. Remember, she rolled a 16.
That doesn't mean she can be in plain sight and be invisible.
Their passive perception right now is way lower than what her stealth check was. She has her full hood up, and she was in your hood. She was like right by your legs during your whole outfit. She's short. They can't see past you. So all they saw was you come up like a crazy person saying, "Wee!" and they don't see the little gnome that's hiding there. So as you turn and like your cloak kind of goes back because your hood's down, but you still have a cloak and everything. She's always hiding between people's legs and stuff like that or next to them. So she's obscured. And as you turn, also like, "Oh, gee! Oh, the lords!" It's like,
oh yeah, that's what I meant by we.
Oh,
There's two of us here.
there's two of them. You see, I see her. I don't, whatever, him. We'll wait here to make sure your story checks out.
I'm just gonna stand there, arms crossed. I'm gonna look at the guy that was giving me lip too. Not say anything, just look at him.
I'll probably come out from behind Aries' legs and just kind of stand next to him. Not saying anything. Just standing.
Wow, this is gonna be an uncomfortable.
Oh boy.
There was a long, awkward silence.
Just you wait until your manager gets here.
Do you know what the fuck my dad does?
Finally, you hear the sound of footprints and shuffling come back up, and you
Sound of footprints, huh? You're doing great, bud.
hear the sound of feet shuffling as you on top of the rampart, and you hear the thunks of wood, and you see a very eyes drooping, stressed out Heel of Thornton look over, kind of trying to look. Who is it?
Airy and the party, along with Mosnell and the other people that fought off the goblins.
Oh God! Why are you
We're
back
only
so
back-
early?
We ran into a complication. Do you want to speak about it right here, or should we go somewhere more comfortable?
You're home awfully early.
Yes.
Seems odd to me.
It is odd.
Why don't we have a paladin for this? The paladin's in town.
Christ.
one of the guards takes it, like, just unsheathes just a bit his sword as he hears this retort. You see heal up. Okay.
Long story short, we ran into a group of slavers. We freed the slaves. They need a safe place to stay, and they can help with the rebuilding effort.
You see Hila calculating. Thank you. Algebra.
It's that meme.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to throw this out too? Thanks.
Where were you kept when you fainted?
Sister Garoline's, chapel.
All right, let him in. She comes down the stairs, and you see the guards see their swords, and slowly the doors open a bit. And as you walk in, you can see it doesn't really go as far as you thought it did, the walls, and they're still in the process of getting them up, but it's almost laughable to see this one side so well protected and the rest of it still sort of in shambles and sort of being put together.
Mm-hmm.
As you get into town, you see Hila coming down off the top of that, escorted by the other guard. She looks exhausted, and she waves you forward. Come into the townmaster hall.
Yep.
You see it's been built up and repaired. There's a beautiful new sign on it. You see this design and logo you've didn't see here before now, and you see a giant HT where the T is over the top and the H is in the middle, and it's got this greens and purples. As you walk in, you see greens and purples all lining the walls with that logo everywhere, and you see again wood tables where all the miners would like go up to these tables and get their gems or whatever they found for that day evaluated by the people on the other side. So it's kind of like tellers on one side all the way there to like a grand council where there's someone that can be seated up on a high chair to make judgments and stuff like that. So you guys come into the hall, and she goes behind the desk, opens up a little like almost kind of like a judge's stand, and goes up on top. And now she's sitting a good like 5 feet above you, peering down at both Hana and Erie. As there's sentries in there, there's people working through the night. You see them doing busy work. There's paperwork. They're counting things. They're moving some coin. You see gold pieces, little rocks. All that's going on while there's about 10 sentries inside here as well. And she's looks over. So tell me more about this band of slaves you've saved.
We were on our journey. We got a bit over a day's march out. and as we were as we were trekking through the Neverwinter forest, we ran into a carriage, and there it was pretty well guarded, but
As you're talking, somebody comes up to her ear and starts whispering in her ear. She says a couple things back and pushes them off. Comes back to you.
we got into a scuffle with this caravan, and it was discovered that they were carrying 30 tiefling people to be sold off as slaves.
Interesting.
We rescued them, fought off the slavers, and we figured it would be more prudent not to bring a band of 30 tiefling women, men, and children into a siege on Cragmaw Castle.
Very, very apt of you.
It's a group. There's some men, mostly women, some children. They all are willing to. They're very displaced. Turns out they're from Tengdorf, and they're very far from home. So we were hoping that they would be able to take up residence here in exchange for helping with the rebuilding effort.
That seems interesting. It's a fair proposal, but how do I know these tieflings don't carry diseases that could threaten our town or our people? You're asking me to accept quite a large liability.
Restoration on everyone.
Quite a liability.
That's understandable.
Another person comes up, whispers in her ear, goes off. You can see they're all going back, shuffling papers down the line. You see there's quite an uptick in the operations going on in Fanlin.
How about they take up residence closer to Sister Garoline's chapel, more towards the outskirts of town, until they've proven their worth.
Maybe we'll keep them even farther out on the outskirts of town, just so we can make sure they don't increase our liabilities. Bring them in, I'll take a look at them, and then we'll find their location of final holding. I don't think I'm comfortable with them bothering Sister Garoline, but we might be able to have some quarters erected for them of proper suture.
That's all we ask.
Alright. If that's all, I have more work to do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
She shoos you both out. You both sort of walk out of the doors, and before you even get out of the doors, you hear like the slam of the sentries pushing you out.
So we're gonna make our way back to the party, I guess.
Okay.
I think we should stop and see Sister Garoline first, because she's a
Okay.
friend. When you're in town, you always say hi to your friends, right?
All right, they are just waiting for us over a hill, but yeah, we can go say hi real quick.
All right. As Airy is kind of like deliberating with Hana, he sort of gets the look from Hana where he goes, "We're doing that."
Rule number 1. I'm telling you.
You guys make your way over to Sister Garoline's temple. It looks, as you left it, as beautiful as ever. The glass actually seems to be glowing. It seems like there's candle of the mosaic. It's mosaic, right? No, what is it called? Stain-tinted glass?
Stained glass.
Stained glass windows of all of the Timora looks. And there's like some of her, some of the stars, some of all sorts of that. So that you guys approach and you enter the temple.
What time of day is it right now?
It's about 5:30 p.m. The sun, because it's kind of like near the equator of the world, is still up in the sky, so it's not
Okay.
It's not dark, but like it was sort of going down. That's why they're getting their torches. Like the direction they were going is like when the sun goes down, that like darkness starts coming this way. They're heading toward that darkness, but you still got like 30 minutes to an hour before it gets like dusk, and then like about an hour or two before it's black.
And how long of a walk is it like for the party? Well, I guess either for Airy and I to get to the party, and then for us to travel with the party.
About 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's
bad.
not too bad.
No, they're literally just on the outskirts. In your head right now, you make the connection. It's almost like perfect for a raiding party to be waiting the distance away because you can't see it right now, and it's complete liability to the town. That there could be anything like 20 minutes away, an entire army building that they can't see whatsoever.
It's terrible placement. Location.
Hello, Sister Geraldine.
As he smacks open the door, you hear,
I'm home.
you hear a bunch of coins drop as she was by like the circular offering, and she's picking up the coins. Hello, who goes there?
Airy and or Hana.
Oh, you see a smile return. Oh, she kind of hurries and puts it in. She sort of walks over in a tiny goblin stature, ears sticking out of her like little white robe and everything that she has on. With her, like the robe has Timor's star and owl on it, like embroidered in, but it's pretty plain. It's not like super, whoa, just a couple symbols here and there. She comes over and just like, oh, what do I have the pleasure? You're home early. Why are you back so early?
We are. We ran into an unexpected complication.
Oh.
How good is your infernal?
I don't like to brag.
We ran into a caravan that turned out to be some slavers, and long story short, we rescued about 30 or so tiefling refugees that are very far from home. So we're hoping to bring them here for something of a safe residence to the town of Phandalin, in exchange for them helping with the rebuilding effort. And we just wanted to we were just stopping to say hi because we know you're one of the few that would give them a warm welcome.
1 second, I'm gonna stop the recording. Oh, that sounds like a bit of wonderful luck that you saved them. What? Have you talked to Hila about this?
Yeah, we just came back from speaking with her. At the moment, we are to head back out and bring them in, and then we'll have a discussion once the full group is here on where to set them up for the time being. But we were in town, so we just figured we'd make a quick pit stop and say hi.
Well, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't stay here.
Well, it's in Hila's defense, it's 30 random unknown people by a questionable group of adventurers that being brought in. So
She starts thinking, Airy,
yep.
can I see your coin?
Which one?
You have multiple coins?
I hand her the black coin.
Oh boy. She looked at you hand her over the black coin, and as soon as she touches it, you see her grimace as she looks it over. This is not the coin I remember you having. Where did you come across this?
I showed her this.
Oh, you did show. I'm sorry, backing up. Okay. Beep. Yep. Rewind, because you and Readoff talked about this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. All right. Rewind. She sees that. The other coin.
Sorry, misunderstood.
Yeah.
I hand her the other coin.
Okay. Can you flip your coin for me? Well, she flips it, so I'll just do it. She flips your coin up in the air.
She got a... Oh, okay.
I do like 1 to 3 versus 3 to 6 on a dice. You got your coin too, actually? Did you flip it?
Yeah, I rolled it and got a tails.
You got a tails? Okay. Alright. She looks at it. They can stay here. And hands it back to you.
No.
All right.
The real question is, what was the
So I just pocket the coin. So we just wanted to say a quick hello.
Yeah. Well, and get, confirmation from her that it's fine that we just bring in 30 people to, live with her.
No, I appreciate this. I think this is the doings of good luck on our side. I think fortune has a way of you saving these people, and they're going to be helping save our town. And I think this is another way of Timora testing our spirits.
All right. Shall we head out, Ohana?
Sounds good. Let's go get the party and bring them in.
Okay.
Alrighty.
You guys file out.
All right, everyone, light your torches and pitchforks.
You guys go to the sentries again. They give you some looks of disapproval, but you guys end up leaving. You can see another sentry kind of coming up and whispering in their ears as you guys leave, and they kind of nod in approval. You guys end up going over to the hill. It's sort of becoming dusk as you reunite with the group.
How'd it go?
Pretty good. They seem favorable to allowing them in. We just have to discuss the details with Hila with the full party present.
Oh.
Great.
I don't want to
I
go.
love talking with Gila.
Me and Hana can do the talking.
Cool.
Yeah, I did a lot of talking.
Are
last
you
time.
sure you don't want me to do it?
I'm.
Mazdal, you can do talking as well.
Are you sure about
I
that?
don't.
I changed my mind. I should.
All right. Well, let's go.
Yep.
And Cinnamon kind of comes up and just like, will they accept us?
It seems like they will.
We've gotten a tentative acceptance. They might not. They're wary, so that you might not be staying right in the town. You might be staying outside of it, unfortunately,
Oh.
until you can prove your worth to them.
Wait. What?
That's the deal I could broker. She is not gonna. I mean, we can discuss the details for the moment, but
I'm gonna be the mayor of this town one day, and she's gonna have a hut on the outside of the town.
Was that canon?
in her
Did you say
defense,
that?
it's a random group of 30 unknown refugees, potentially carrying disease.
Oh,
or
these people
what have
were
you.
just in a traumatic situation. Can you give them safe housing? Oh, well, I'll just throw them on the outside. I hate her.
This is all canon.
Understandable. Let's go.
There's something else you guys should know, I think.
What's that?
They've begun to build a wall
What?
around the town.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah.
that's good.
Oh, that's not the news I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, it's looking. They're looking to be as we had seen before, looking to try and build more, I guess, military around the town.
It's understandable.
Definitely help
Yeah.
against the goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well,
I just wished discrimination didn't follow us everywhere we go, but this is as good as it gets. We have no really other choices, so I will.
let me stop you right there, Cinnamon. I'm going to be talking with Hilo for a little while, so don't you worry about it. I'll do everything that I can to make sure that your presence here is welcome.
I would warn you not to offend her, and they might not be able to stay at all.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Tread carefully, my friend.
We did speak with Sister Garoline, and she is much more welcoming.
Okay. We could just sneak them in there.
Okay. So, what's your choices? What are you doing?
I think we should head back just to the gate.
Okay.
We're not gonna sneak in.
The whole group of you, the caravan, comes to the gates. The gates open on up. The tieflings are sort of hoarded in, and you can actually see many more sentries are now waiting than what Hana and Airy saw when they came through. Security is buffed up a bit. Sort of a show of strength to this caravan coming in, which is completely lost on these people of women and children and what few men who seem to be in incredibly poor condition. Some of them actually make perception checks about the caravan as you're entering the town.
Off the table.
I think that's a
Dell is still a wolf right now, by the way. He's
Cool. Yeah, you got plenty
going
of
into
time on
that
that.
town of the bird. I have a
15.
lot now.
Yeah.
for me.
21.
21, 21,
Non-natural 20.
23.
23,
Jesus.
18. So just listen up. All right, anybody under anyone under 10? I don't think anybody got under 10.
Oh,
No, okay. So what you notice is the men seem to have all sorts more scarring and damage on them fresh. It seems like they were put through the ringer. It looks like they were fighting as best they could and lost hard. The women and children seem to have all sorts of bruising along their hands and legs where the shackles were and where gags were around their mouths and stuff like that. They are all worse for wear, and they appear to be absolutely no threat, and they are completely intimidated by the town at this point walking in. As you guys are there, you are met by a a young woman, sort of similar in looks to Gila Thornton. She has a little longer, dark brown hair. Gila had those green eyes. She has similar hazel eyes. She seems to have good teeth on her, different from a lot of the peasants around here. She has fair white skin, and she is in the cloaks of the greens and purples with the HT logo on it, and she's meeting you with a book here, and she greets you. Greetings! Welcome to Fandlin, every one of you. You're so happy to meet your acquaintance. We want to thank you for coming to our humble little town and helping in our rebuilding effort. We are going to decide whereabouts you'll be staying, but for now, if you would just follow the sentries, we'll take you to a local inn, and you will wait there so we can figure out what to do with you.
We're actually going to go to the temple.
You see, you're just kind
We're
of...
already going.
The sentries have aligned on your sides. So are you trying to push through the sentries right now?
Not yet.
Okay, so
Not yet.
you go to make a move, and the tieflings are scared, and they're like, what are you doing? And the sentries are not budging as you guys are in rows, and the gates have closed behind you, so there's kind of like a box that is formed. But the town hall is right here. The lights are all on and everything through that. You can see. Sister Geraling's temple, you can see it up there with the lights on too, and the town, and the inn is just around the corner that's been built. It's Bilton's Inn has been rebuilt, and instead of the old sign that kind of got burnt down during the Great Fire, from what it seems to be renamed and rebrand, and it's called Good Times with Bilton, and there's a big guy like caricatured on there. You can tell Sister Geraldine drew it and painted it up there.
Yes.
And he's holding a big swig of like just what would they call those?
What?
Tanker.
A tank.
Tankard.
Yeah, cup. He has one of those, and then underneath it's like, we don't serve water. It's like, and that's where she's gesturing. She's flipping through her pages. I will have to insist we take the
We already spoke to Sister Geraldine. It's
I'm
okay by her.
gonna nudge Ulazal and just be like, dude, let's just help these people. All right, we can worry about the rest later.
You really think they should just be put somewhere?
We can reason with Gila.
I think now is not the time to make that
We're not.
discussion.
Yeah.
I don't like
Agreed.
this.
Are we going to have a problem?
None whatsoever.
No.
Lead the way.
Snaps the book shut, and the sentries lead the tieflings to the Bilton's Inn around the corner. As the door opens up, you can see Bilton coming out. What the fuck? As the guys are going in, he's looking at all these things. I've never seen these before. One of the kids kind of comes up and shows him the clockwork frog. He's like, oh, what's that? What the fuck? Oh, jump. What a night I'm gonna have. The barmaid kind of is, as the last one kind of filters in, and you're all kind of held back because you're all going to go towards the Town Master Hall. You're just kind of sort of watching this as some of you are starting to filter into the Town Master Hall, but Ulazal is standing behind trying to make sure every one of them gets in. One of the barmaids looks worried. Look, and you see Bilton look up at her, and he's like, it's gonna be a fucking great night. Get making drinks. And they go in there.
I'm gonna turn to. I don't really remember his name as a character, so I'm gonna turn to Birdman and say, "Do you think you could stay out here near the bar?"
He's a wolf right now.
I can't understand him, but
I know. I'm just making sure.
I am a wolf.
In his head, he's talking down to a wolf right now that's staring
Yeah.
at him.
Can you just stay around the bar and stick around here?
They'll just lay down, I guess.
Cool.
Good boy.
What the sentries that are with you are looking down, watching a wolf kneel. Have you trained the beast?
It's a good wolf.
I growl at the sentry.
Don't mess with him.
Is it feral? Should we be worried?
I stand up and start walking towards him.
He starts like putting his spear like toward your direction in a little fear.
He's not feral. He's just messing with you.
wolves don't mess with people.
I start howling.
It's a smart wolf.
He starts jabbing at it and got out of fear.
Hey,
Back!
hey.
Back! You get your wolves in control here. This is.
What, are you scared of a little dog?
You see some of the other sentries come over. All right, enough. Get fucking. It's a wolf. We're gonna be just fine. Just. And you see the other one has completely stopped caring about you as she's so happy. She's like talking to herself. Ah, wonderful. So now everyone will come this way and we'll come right into the town hall and Hilo will make her final decisions.
A tour guide.
So what's Hilo
She
like
hot?
the mayor now?
She's the.
Are you
town
saying this
master.
out loud? Like, what do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm asking you, DM, is she hot? Would Flama...
He looks like a younger version of Hila Thornton.
Ew, never mind.
Hila. Well, I mean, Hila's not an ugly-looking
what that
person.
No, but her personality is ugly.
What's your name?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Speaking
right?
to this lady.
Okay. Wait. So,
Actually, maybe I should go for this.
what happened here? Like, you asked first, the mayor thing.
Sure.
She looks back.
No.
Mayor? No, we don't have mayors. No. Since Hila's taken over, she just sort of leads the town now. And then Aries flanks her with that question. She goes, "I am known as Akka."
That sounds like a euphemism from earlier.
a euphemism.
Yeah, a nice way to rephrase something.
Oh. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. About me, maybe. So you see her as she's opening up the door. You can hear. Akka, AKA.
Ah, I see.
Oh wow, AKA. Oh, that was
Clever.
I unintentionally a genius. God damn. Anyway, as she's opening the door, you hear a familiar voice in the background. Sends chills throughout all of your bones, and you hear,
Oh boy.
"You know that's bullshit! I'm so sick of this!" And then you hear another thing. "Oh, are we going to do this every time there's a new issue in town? You don't run the town!" As you open up, you see a bunch of people in the town all seem to be assembled at this point, and the two in argument right now is Liliana and Hilo Thorin, as they're having a death match of words right now.
I am
Liliana is
behind my friends.
is standing up, and you can see she's in her still like smithing garments that you've seen her earlier, and she is amped. You can see like the veins in her throat a bit as she is not thrilled with whatever is going on right now. So you all enter.
I don't think I should take the lead on this one.
What's going on, party
I-
people?
Is that actually what you
No,
said?
no, God, no.
Just walk forward and wait.
So all 5 of you now walk in there, and you're all just quietly at the back of the hall. Give me perception checks, all of you.
Perception.
20.
13.
Dell is just kind of chilling out in the back right now, the stairs. He's
12.
Like, on front of the mass. I heard you, by the way. But on the town hall, he's on like where there's a pillar meets one of the overhangs. He's on the edge where he can see the inn, but he's also out in front of the town hall, and you can see this one sentry that doesn't like him is positioned all the way on the other side, who just keeps looking over at the wolf. On the one that's like right next to him doesn't even. He's just like, sure. Maybe if it kills me, it'll be easier. Anyway, inside, you got a 20, you got a
Yeah.
19.
19, 10. Well, Uzo's don't see shit as he's just kind
I'm
of
like, oh, Liliana's here. I'm spooked.
completely. Flama sort of takes the lead a bit. Masnal, you rolled a 12, you said.
Yeah.
Aries, what'd you roll?
13.
13. So you two are kind of on the right side. Flama's sort of center stage, or Hana flanking to the left. You guys were left or right? I already forgot. I said You're on the right side. I'm just seeing it in my head, and then I flipped it to Hilla's perspective. So then Orana's on the left side, and Ulazal just sort of behind Mosnell, just kind of like
In the fur.
Pretending to have conversation with him.
Yeah.
Avoid making eye contact.
he's sort of looking at all the miners that are still doing their work and all this type of stuff, but some of them have stopped. Flama, what you end up seeing is the woman, the elder woman that you freed from the mansions there. You see some of the shop owners. You actually see Liliana, and Carp is actually hiding behind one of the stands behind the counter with one of the accountants hasn't even noticed him back there, just sort of scoring around. But you've put together that he's with Liliana and that there's some sort of town hall meeting going on right now. Hila is presiding over them, and there's sentries just stationed everywhere. It seems like the amount of military strength in here, which was 0 when you guys first came to the town, has just gone up exponentially. You don't even know how many guards are in here. But you notice flanking Hila now is also another person you don't recognize inside her HT robes, and the entire town is having a discourse right now about
All right, before
what's going on.
before we get all the way up there, I want to kind of like lean towards Flama and say, I wonder where all this muscle came from.
I wonder indeed. It seems they've been beefing up, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's really been helping the town.
And then we continue.
So, what do you guys do as the two are in a death stare right now?
Um.
You can do nothing if that's what you so choose.
Does Carp notice me?
No, he's kind of trying not to be noticed right now. He's pretty
Aw,
scared. You
dude.
can see he's rattled by the
He
yelling.
would have been such a great distraction. Have they seen us walk in yet, or are they just like chilling? Or are they still?
Some people have taken notice of you, but Hila is locked eyes with Liliana right now. Both of them are not given. They're arguing back and forth right now.
Okay. Oh, Christ.
So did we come in at a bad time?
Yeah. I'll say that too. Yeah.
You see Liliana looks over and you see Hila. Oh, fuck. Well, you're here now. Come forward, please. And you see
Sure thing.
Liliana just sort of backs down her hands. You could see, like, as she releases her hands from, like, little stand that's in front that seems to be put out where when it stands back now, like you would see in a dungeon place almost. You
digging
can,
into it.
You can see the indents that she's left in it from digging into the side of it.
I'm just gonna note that. Like,
You guys approach, and now you are all part
Damn.
of about 6 other members of the town, and there seems to be 2 people behind the stand right now, Hila and this unknown individual. Liliana's not really saying much. She just sort of nods toward you all.
I'll nod back.
And Hila goes, so, we are here to decide what to do with the band of caravan that has showed up on our doorstep. It's caused quite an issue. It's a rock band.
Oh. An issue, you say?
Yes, because of the liabilities it offers our town.
Ah, so free help is a liability? Interesting choice of words.
I wouldn't expect somebody of your intellect to understand the difficulty of keeping a town safe. You guys did plunge us into quite troubled waters with that goblin attack.
And
now
then
you
saved you. Might I add?
You see her like laugh, and then you see the one over there laugh, and the other girl, Akka, who is now like come up front. They all laugh at the same time with Hila at the same time. Oh, so as long as you save us despite causing the problem, then it all evens out. Sure.
I think it was the goblins that caused
Yeah.
that problem.
All right.
We're not arguing about the semantics of what happened. Let's get to the issue. Yes, there's a caravan of previous slaves that are looking for refuge. They are able-bodied and willing to help.
Harmless, I might add.
Leading to your site.
Have you seen them?
No, we have not seen them yet. I've heard they've been ushered into the Goblins New Inn, whatever the hell he's called it. She takes a piece of paper from Aka. They don't seem to be of too much. You said they would work hard, but apparently they are very well injured at this point.
We'll need some time to rest.
Time to rest using our resources of the town to heal and aid.
Or not.
Liliana interrupts. Sister Geraldine can take care of any of that. Daggers.
And we've spoken with Sister Geraldine already. She is more than welcome to open her arms to this group.
You can see Liliana stand up again at the mention of that, and you see Hila roll her eyes back. No matter what Sister Geraldine thinks or says, she does not run this town.
Who does?
It gets silent.
I'm gonna stare at us all like.
As a matter of fact, I do now.
Says how many people in this town?
She looks toward all the other people there, and they all.
That's
sort
canon.
of back. What'd you do?
It's through it, like a.
All of them are sort of like they're just avert the eyes. The town has elected me to lead them since I was able to bring so much
Any
prosperity
election?
and security.
How many? Who else was running in this election?
Everyone had a chance to vote, isn't that right? And everyone had a chance to run, and they chose me unanimously. And you see Liliana? No! Everybody but Liliana chose me unanimously. The town appreciated what funds I could bring it and the protection after the mess that you all brought in here.
Oh, so you're the one who bought all these mercenaries to come in and protect the town.
They are friends, not mercenaries, but friends from my work in previous places.
Where else have you
Sketchy.
worked?
Many different cities. I don't think this is what we should be. No, I don't want to say debilitating. It's deliberating
Debating.
right now.
Deliberating.
Yep, we're talking about the location of these tieflings, and we're gonna put them on the outskirts of the town in a little place that we've built for them at this time, and that will keep us safe. It'll keep them safe, and we'll see how they prove themselves.
Is disease your concern with these people?
I don't know these people. I
Do
don't know what they
do you want to go meet them?
Not particularly right now.
So
That
you're
seems
willing
unwise.
to pass judgment on them without even knowing them?
Again, sort of silence. I'm not one for increasing liabilities. The more chances this town takes, like taking in the lot of you, the more bad things that have happened. At least Liliana can agree with me on this. That we don't want anything worse to happen to our town. You guys seem to continue to bring nothing but trouble to our town. And now you show up with a band of 34 tieflings. 33? 33? Well, 33 tieflings. Very uncomfortable exchange. I think it's best.
That's way better than 34.
Everyone laughs.
Liliana laughs.
I'm laughing.
See her. We'll get to know them through their work and their effort. I don't want to take any more risks than I have to with this town.
I understand that, and I understand that.
And Liliana cuts you off. she goes in, but there's no reason they can't stay with Sister Geraldine. They don't have to stay in the outskirts.
What she said.
She gives you a glare with daggers as well. As she now notices your presence. And you can tell it's not a look of favoritism. It's fine. She returns her gaze to Hila. I don't think we need to have this battle every time, because I don't think it's about the tieflings, Liliana. I think it's about something entirely
It's
different.
exactly about the tieflings. That's
Why
literally
are
what
you
we're
still
talking
talking?
When will you
If
learn?
you continue to interrupt, we're going to have to ask you to leave. All the other townspeople haven't said anything at this point, and they are a little uncomfortable. This outsider voicing their having this discord with both Liliana and Helathor, and you can see both of them like backing up toward like where Akka is in the stand. They're all very uncertain of this group of people that has just shown up again. Some of them have seen you before. Some of them this is their first time. Now,
Good choice.
we are going to do, as I say, for the sake of tonight, and then we will resolve the rest of it as we see these tieflings' true colors. I appreciate what you did for them. I thank you for freeing them from their slavitude. She's
Is that canon?
Yes,
Oh my
she's
God,
making
she's
that
so
up.
dumb.
Oh my God, she's George Bush.
As we're gonna slavitude, and we're gonna debilitate the enemy. That is going to. I'll have the sentries send for them in the morning to take them to their new quarters. They'll set it up, and we will move on from there. And once we build more and more of our town back together and they prove themselves, then we'll be able to have a whole new area for them all. All right? Anybody have any objections? As she looks around, none of the townspeople do anything. You can see Liliana is just fuming.
I am also fuming.
Good. She just kind of taps it. That's final then. Everyone, have a good night. And the sentries start ushering everybody out again. Like there's like 6 of them pushing you all out. They don't do very good job of pushing out Mosnell, may I add. Everyone else is going, but like the 2 sentries that where Mosnell is standing, they just sort of just trying to move him, and you can see Mosnell just sort of looking around, trying to grasp, not getting the social cues of what just went down.
Mosnell, let's go.
Huh?
We'll look at one of the guards that is pushing us out, and I'll
I
say,
start walking out.
"You have something on your armor." Just point around his chest.
He does not look. He's just moving forward with the spear.
It's really there. It's gonna be really embarrassing.
Opens up the doors, pushes you out, slams closed. You can see the other townsfolk kind of really peter out, and you see Liliana come out. She immediately notices the wolf, and she's. You can tell she's confusing it with the dog from earlier, and it's like the connection's there with you guys and everything. You all sort of filter out, and Mosnell comes out. She looks at all of you. What was your name again?
My name is Ulazal.
I hate you.
I know you
But you make good points. They're not staying there tonight. I'm bringing them to her temple. Sister Geraldine contacted me. I wasn't even invited to this meeting tonight, which, to no surprise, I'm taking them and we're moving them into Timora's temple. Anybody have any objections to that?
Hell no,
Not
let's
at
do
all.
it.
Let's go see Bilton. You guys all sort of walk over, and she opens up the door, and you hear all this music playing. You see tieflings dancing, and it's this sort of foreign music to you that you haven't heard before, except Erie. You have definitely heard this music before in the streets of Tendorf, and it's a very familiar tune, something that is almost like a calling card to tieflings of folklore and heritage and the songs they teach. Yeah, it's rough. It doesn't sound great. It's not this like da, da, da. No. It's pretty assaults your senses, your hearing, your ears. But you can see the barmaids, like there's both 2 of them are out right now, and they're going like crazy, refilling stuff. The kids are running everywhere. It seems like the people are starting to relax just a little bit, and you see Bilton going dancing around to it. He's absolutely loving it. As you can see, like the coin being put in. What little coin?
Okay.
Because you guys gave him some of the stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So they're all doing that, and that's all going down. And Liliana enters, and she's just like taken back a little bit. Just like, that's a lot.
I'm gonna go flag down Cinnamon.
Sure.
And just kind of be like, hey, come on, talk with me, because he's the one that Liliana should be talking to.
Okay, so you see he's kind of leaning over next to like one of the barred tieflings that's playing on like a lute, but he's like jamming on it, shredding, right? Shredding, yes. So, and you go over to him and you, what do you say?
I just kind of like catch his eye and just kind of like.
He notices you and he walks over and it's really loud, so he kind of ushers like you outside. And you guys kind of oblige, and you all kind of go back out onto the front porch. Did you follow them, Del? I imagine you trickled back, right?
Yeah, I guess. Still a wolf.
Still wolf, just kind of going around. The tiefling out there, Cinnamon, is with you all and goes, so what's the word?
You do have a place to stay tonight. And then I just kind of turn it over to Liliana.
Good.
Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna say, Liliana, this is, Cinnamon. Whatever his actual name is out of context.
It is Cinnamon.
It is Cinnamon.
It is Cinnamon.
What we're
It's
calling
Cinnamon?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's canon now.
Yeah.
His name is Cinnamon.
This is Cinnamon. He, unfortunately, he's the only one that speaks common. But he is sort of their de facto leader, for this group of tieflings.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Cinnamon. She kind of puts out a nice stern handshake, and you see him shake and nice moment. So this is a group of tieflings that's caused so much trouble for our town. Do you guys mean it any harm? So looks at her. Not at all. We were quite a trial, it would seem. We were captured and enslaved, it would appear, by this group of people we don't know, but our saviors here seem to inform us that they did work with a group of slavers. We were put in cages and beaten within inches of our lives, and we're just hoping to start a new life here, trying to turn a new page in our book. We're hoping to fit in as best we can. We don't wish to disturb anybody, but this town isn't a good fit.
playing loud in the background.
It is blaring. But we're hoping we could try and find a small place inside your town. Liliana kind of looks him up and down. There should be plenty of room for you, but I'm sorry you've sort of come at a trying time, to say the least. We don't want you staying where Gila Thornton wants you to stay. Gila, who? She, this bitch that runs the town. Takes out a coin. You see her flip it. Puts it in her pocket. She's not the best kind of person. We need to do our best to make sure she doesn't do what she wants to do with this town. So I am going to take all of you to Sister Geraline's temple. She's a devout follower of Timora. Does anybody have any issues with the worship of Timora? Looks... We don't really do gods, but sure. Not our little group, it seems, and this experience alone kind of proved our... Okay, all right. Wonderful. So... pack up everything right now. We don't even want Gila knowing about this. Let's move you over to Sister Geraline's place so we can avoid any issues. Okay, it seems like you are quite the... And she leaves. Okay. He sort of turns back.
Don't worry, that's just...
But as she's walking away, he's opening the door, turns back, closes it again for a second. She's quite... a hand intimidating, that one?
Terrifying.
You're not wrong, but she means very well. She has a heart of gold. Deep. Deep.
Opens into the door. You see him sort of... it kind of closes and you hear the...
Basically, just don't be...
You're all outside.
Just don't be Ulazal and you're usually good.
You said that before he left, I'll say. And so he's in there, and all of a sudden you just hear, "Why the fuck did it stop?" And all of a sudden you hear the rummaging of what little things they had, and they start filtering outside, and he's leading. Which way is Timora's temple, as you're all still out there?
We are. I'll gesture and say, we'll
We'll go with.
we'll walk you there.
Okay. You all walk them there. You see more sentries and some people working through the night, erecting more of the area around.
Can I talk to Bilton real quick?
As everyone's trailing out, you go into the tavern in Bilton. Make a perception check.
Okay. That's 17.
You notice the place is all trashed. It is Partiesville. There's drink everywhere. There's all kinds of like dirt, and they were having a great time. You see the barmaid just like both of them are just dead, just trying to keep up with. There's just piles of tankards and food and all this type of stuff.
How'd you make out, Bilton?
You see Bilton back there, just like. Hey, you was all.
How you doing?
Hey, Hilo was footing the bill for this one tonight.
Oh, that's what we wanted to talk about.
Oh, man. But all good things have to come to an end, boy. What a fucking night.
I'm glad you had a great time.
Yes.
These people are going to be around here for a while.
That's
and we
so.
need good people like you to just kind of keep an eye on them.
All
Make
right.
sure they don't get into too much trouble, okay?
As long as I come and buy some drink every now and then.
I don't think there'll be an issue there.
Fantastic. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for him.
All right, thanks, Bilton.
Hey, come here. I'm in such a good mood. He pours a free one. There you go.
Oh,
He
thanks.
hands you one.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Head out the door.
Yeah, a good one. You see one of them like that? He just like, shut up.
I'll, as I'm leaving, I'll throw a couple silver on the table.
Sure, you kind of plop it down on the table as the door is going by, and she's going, "We need more of that shit. We got hired." As it's closed, the boots are like broken on the ground. It's like, we ain't got at least 7 more. As the doors close, as you guys go out. You catch up into Sister Geraldine's temple, and inside there, you all are entering as an excited Sister Geraldine. You see her little feet, you hear like a tip-tapping of goblin feet on the marble floors, and you see her look up, and she's just like, Liliana, you were able to get Hila to let them come here? You see Liliana? Yeah. And you see, wonderful. She looks up and she goes, "Excuse me." And you see her in infernal. He's saying, "Excuse me." And they can't really hear her, and you see her. They're kind of looking around. They're hearing infernal, and some of the kids are like they see her like, "It's the little one." And you see Liliana just pick her up, and she's holding her up, like simple, just holding her up, and she goes. You see her just like, "Thanks, Liliana." Hello, everyone. They all sort of look and they're taking infernal. You see some of them just like, "That's so clean. That's so." Majesty speaks better from than some of us. As she's getting into her speech, introducing them in here, and she's like, "You're welcome to stay here as long as possible. All I ask is you help with the work around the temple, but maybe you'll find some interest into more in all of our ways. I believe this is luck has brought you to us, and I hope luck will continue to shine in your favor and turn these things around from the terrible start you had on whatever journey. We have to thank our friends, point to you guys, for saving you, and I actually have, since the last issue, since the goblin attack, we made sure to have emergency beds here during our upper levels, so during the few days that you guys traveled and were away, we were able to fill the beds. It used to be just unused area, and it seems like it's going to be used." And she's just so excited to have company. You noticed before, there's that second floor. There was a big, it's a big, oval type of deal. And as, start ushering all of them up the stairs, you see rows and rows of beds available for all the tieflings. It's about, enough beds for everybody in town, so it's about 50 beds for the original townspeople. Okay. Now there's way more people in this town. And they were looking to continue to expand. All the pubes. Like that's what they budgeted in for all the people in town being asleep on those, and the beds upstairs, and the other rooms, the infirmaries, and all that. So all of them start getting filtered in, and they're all pretty on board with it. Cinnamon introduces himself to Sister Geraldine. They start exchanging some words, and you see him so interested, just like, "I've never seen a goblin quite like you. She's like, I get that. As they're going back and forth, and you see Liliana smiling off in the corner. So, what all are you doing?
I'm still
Mulling
old, so I
about,
didn't go
waiting for-
inside because Sister Garoline's probably not cool with me after I tried to taste some things.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, remove one of your herbalism kits. The one you got earlier during the hallucination shit. Take that away. That didn't happen.
Okay.
I just forgot to tell you that. I was gonna do that myself on D&D Beyond, but I was like, I'm not gonna
No,
be
that's
able to do
real.
that. So what are y'all doing?
I'm gonna make my way back to Bilton's because that's where I'm gonna stay.
I'm gonna grab you before you go and hand you the free pint of ale he gave me, and I'm gonna say thank you for speaking on our behalf and coming out here first. That was awesome. You did a great job.
I'm gonna take a big swig and I'm be like, you bet. And walk out.
He smashes the door open eBay. All right. What about everybody else?
I'm gonna go to Liliana
Okay.
and say, thank you for, speaking for and helping these poor people.
I'm with him too.
Yeah. Cool.
And I'm just gonna say, yeah, I agree with Maznal, and I really think that you should be running this town and not Gila.
Well, I have no interest in running this damn town, but Hila can go burn it. Takes out her coin.
Texas.
Fuck her. Just fuck her. Stupid bitch. I hate her. Worst thing in the world was that town master dying. He was the only one that seemed to keep her in line from what she wanted to do. And now her
What did she
immediate
do
friends are-
before she took power here?
She was the assistant to the town master. And by the way, it's not lost on me. Yes, I appreciate your kind words. I know what it's like to grow up poor. I know what it's like to experience tragedy. And these people shouldn't be basically put in cells. Where she wanted to put them are no different than jail cells. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Ugh. No wonder you hate her. I hate her now too.
Good. You see her just kind of like rolling this coin back in her hands. And can you tell it's not a money coin? It's a coin specifically of Timora.
Are you a follower of Timora as well?
She's a paladin of Timor.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, you came late. You might have seen her. In her
I might have seen it. I don't think I saw that.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
It was really good.
Oh man.
she just kind of looks. She's Timora's all right.
All right, we won't take any more of your time. And then
Yeah, we're just gonna peace. We're gonna dip.
Yeah. She just she gives you both like pats on your shoulders and goes, appreciate what you're doing for as much as you can for this town. I'll try and look after this bunch, but just go kill those goddamn fucking goblins. Just fuck them. she was gonna flip her coin. She just put it back in her hand.
I'm gonna kind of like lift my axe and be like, I'm looking at it. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll just put my hand on the pommel of my sword and be like,
Yeah, you sort of. And you both go away, like down the stairs, because she's upstairs watching all the tieflings get settled in.
is Sister Garling upstairs too? Or is she?
Yes, because she's talking. She would be on the other side, kind of wraps around the top, wraps around for the bedding, and where the Timora statue is in the middle, and all like the offering circle.
Can I go up to her and talk to her?
Sure.
Hello, Sister Garling.
You see her with Cinnamon, Cinnamon sort of walks away. Hi, Flama.
You got a minute?
Yeah, what's up?
I was just curious, what is it like being a follower of Timora? I'm interested in getting a little bit of luck for myself.
Oh boy! She's the greatest god ever.
All right, I'm sold.
It was all downstairs, like sitting in a pew. Beat them all. She is absolutely wonderful. She is one with luck itself, and she tends to favor those who worship her. She does her best to balance this world with Tyr and the...
Corlin, the god of justice.
Yep. Just where is it? I had it. Oh, let's see. I put it aside on purpose so I could always have a quick reference to gods. Corlin. Yep. Corlin.
Ah, yeah, heard of that guy.
Yeah, sort of a big deal, that one.
Yeah.
Tamora's like the favorite daughter.
Aw, yeah. I like women too, so.
This is going over Sister Geraldine's head.
Oh my gosh! Just now getting it.
Tamora is absolutely the best god if you want luck on your side. She's someone who will take care of you in the darkest times, whether you know it or not. She's always working in mysterious ways, whether she calls out to you or not. But it's only simple little things. Flip a couple of coins to see which way she directs you. That's how most of us find our ways when there's a decision to be made. All you have to do, and she takes out one of her Timora coins and hands it over to you.
Oh.
And you'll see what she decides.
It's a 20. I'm not kidding. That was literally a 20.
You flipped it. Okay. You feel warm and fuzzy on the inside when you flip
I'm in there, dude. Wow, I think I'm feeling something already
you
from
feel like
Timora.
a jolt. You just feel something like, ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think Timora's onto something. Can I keep this, Sister Geraldine?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Making cleric's dreams come true right now.
Alright, I'm gonna just
Little goblin smile.
keep that in my inventory.
All right. Coin. Go ahead and add that.
Thank you.
Timora coin.
Timora coin.
Coin of Timora, probably. All right. Anybody have anything else? Otherwise, we're going to take our break right now.
I'm Bran.
All right. Let's take our break
Did you
right
say
now.
I'm Brain?
I'm Bran.
Oh, I thought you said I'm Brain.
I got some stuff to deal with today.
Yes, so we'll deal with that in a moment when we come back. So everybody go ahead and take about a 5-6 minute break, and then we'll be back for the next part of the game where we will be getting to Cragmaw Castle.
Fast travel.
Oh, let's frickin' get there.
I'm gonna cast
And we're back.
Enlarge on Del. We're all gonna climb on his back and we're gonna fly there. I don't have Enlarge, so we can't do that.
All right, the next day opens up, and you all see the town. The tieflings are already out and about working on what Liliana has told them to go do, and they're repairing stuff around her site and all that type of stuff. You can see Hill Thornton and Liliana have already had their argument before you guys have found them that morning, and you can see there was already like the sentries displaced in areas and are being pushed around, and there was a show of force, and then just sort of it backed down. The two of them had quite a shout fight that you all sort of came into late as it would just go dissipating, and you hear turn to Liliana being like, if you had an ounce of ambition in you, you could be where I am right now. You see Liliana just go, bitch! And you see Bill is watching this too on the side. He's like, she's a bitch.
I like her.
Anyway, so as you all see that, what do you do?
I'm gonna walk over to Cinnamon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask him how his night was. How are they being treated so far?
So far, much better than Tendorf, that's for sure.
I can imagine.
It even seems like we have a little more space than we used to in our old home, which is wonderful. Sister Caroline is delightful, and Liliana seems to have our backs. So somehow I think it all worked out. There might be something to this luck thing.
There might be.
I'm a follower now too.
He just kind of he looks over to you, and you're like,
It's like
I got
wagging
a
the coin.
coin.
Yeah.
You see him like, Okay, well,
Stick
but
with Liliana and Sister Geraldine, and you should be just fine.
noted. Thank you all so much. We're gonna do our very best to make this our new home in this crazy world.
We wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
And then we will presumably leave unless anyone else wants.
Anybody else want to do anything else? Ulazal turns around to leave. He doesn't speak for everyone.
Do you want to try doing that thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave too.
Alright.
I'm ready to go.
I just want to go to the castle, dude. I want to kill some goblins.
Well,
Everyone
let's
leaves.
Bring it up. That
Wait,
one time
wait.
I just bring that thing
Yep.
up and then
Everyone's
forgot
leaving, and
about
then Ulazal turns around. Oh wait, who is it? Was it Hana?
No, I'm not. Or Hana didn't bring it up. You mentioned it earlier.
Oh yeah. Well, there was that the tunnel in the temple. Did we want to?
We can come back.
Now is not the time.
We can come back.
Okay, let's
Maybe
go.
come back.
Let's go to the castle then.
All right, to the castle you go. You go on a day's journey back to the path you once took before. I need just Maz now, leading the group, to give me 3 survival checks.
Oh boy.
16.
Okay?
20. Unnatural. No, wait. 19. And 13.
First night, you get back to the spot you were with Readoff just a few days ago. You see it, everything's fine. No zombie Readoffs. You, with your prayer, seem to have calmed down, and Tyr did not speak to you, but you sure felt a presence of calming come over your body after that. I imagine. What did you pray for?
I was just praying for freedom from the evil that once plagued me, for balance to come back into my life, for justice to be served, and for me to be used as an instrument of justice in the world.
Vengeance.
After your prayer system, you felt heard after that, and you felt much better. As you all are getting to that spot, during that night's watch, Mosnell takes watch, and so does Dell at this point. They're both sort of just doing their own thing when basically a bear wrestling match happens between Mosnell and an oncoming bear. It's not your normal bear. You can tell it's not feral because it was sort of like circus bear-esque. It seemed like to be an escaped circus bear, the way it was sort of mimicking Mosnell. He's like, oh, what the and they got into quite a thing, and
It was a playful wrestle.
yeah, and no one believes Mosnell in the slightest. It actually happened.
Guys, it happened.
But
And
definitely.
it was awesome.
And
Yeah,
we would-
okay, Maz now. Uh-huh.
I won, too.
Okay.
A likely story.
It was definitely true. On the second night, as you guys approach that path again, you just miss a cart going by and passing you all down the path. You progress past that. Yeah, I want to do a perception check on the cart.
18.
8.
16.
16.
15.
12.
It seems similar to the last cart you saw, Mr. 18, but nothing magical about it.
Well,
Okay.
must be fruits for real.
You guys continue through the forest,
Thank you.
and then you come across a castle in the clearing of the massive Neverwinter forest, and the trees are actually so tall they stop these 7 massive pillars, but they all look collapsed in on one another. It's rough for wear, and it looks like weather has been destroying this castle, whose real name has been lost to the ages. You recall how Readoff has told you about Cragmaw Castle, ruled by King Grarl, the bugbear, who is begrudgingly obeyed by all the Cragmaw tribe in this area, the ones that you have run into. And you notice this castle is not one of esteem. It is definitely functional, and this is their home. The castle consists of 7 crumbling towers of different sizes and heights, but the upper stories are all in varying states of collapse. A short flight of steps leads up to a terrace in front of the main entry. Past the wreckage of a pair of sundered doors lies a shadowed hall. Round towers loom over the entranceway, with dark arrow slits looking down on the terrace. That's what you're all able to see as you come up to this castle structure. It's about, you've actually made decent time, but not as good as you were on track for the other day. It's dusk right now, and it's slowly, you got maybe 30 minutes to an hour before nightfall is going to come out. You don't see any lights on inside Cragmaw Castle just yet, but the entryway is wide open.
You see any movement at all?
Give me what's your passive perception? 16, right? Give me a perception check, buddy.
16.
There we go.
Dell takes to the sky and starts flying around, trying to get better looks at the castle. You notice some of the areas of the castle are complete rubble that you might be able to squeeze into or get inside. You do notice movement inside the castle. It's very hard to see because of the dusk and how dim it is inside. but as you circle around the castle, you notice there do seem to be multiple entrances leading to deadbolt doors. The front one, though, is completely fallen in and broken, and there's easy access into Cragmaw that way. You can choose to tell anybody, or you can keep that to yourself.
Yeah, I'll convey that to everybody. I'll land and tell them. I didn't see too much movement, or what was the deal? Like, I saw a little bit of movement.
You saw a little bit of movement in there. You're not sure if it's those goddamn goblins you hunt, or if it's just animals grazing in an abandoned castle.
Alright, do I know what we were sent here for, or did they just bring me along?
I think that was conveyed to you when you weren't here last week, because they're trying to clear out the goblins that are basically pillaging your forest, which is a big Dell no-no.
This is the Goblins Stronghold.
Yes, this is where all these...
Yeah, well, I know that.
Okay.
I don't know if Dell knows that.
I believe he should at this point know that they're all on the mission to go clear out the goblins that are plaguing his poor forest.
Okay, so he's gonna land, and he'll say, there don't appear to be any goblins. Are you sure your information was correct?
They could be out. They could be out during the day hunting.
Well, there's a few entrances we could check.
How big is the castle?
Huge.
It's huge. Okay.
It's very massive, and yeah, you keep asking.
They could
questions.
just be farther inside.
Yeah, there could be underground catacombs, possibly, that they stick to.
Yes, very well. There are a few entrances. There is one ruined entrance. Quite easy to get into, it seems. For you who can't fly.
That seems
It
too
might-
predictable.
Yeah, it might be too easy. It might be the most guarded area.
The rest of the doors seem to be locked. I don't know if you can pick them or not.
I could try and open them.
How about, what if you flew us up individually to the top and we went in from the top down?
Do you volunteer to go in first and leave you behind there?
I don't like the leaving behind part, but I'll go.
Well, then how else am I supposed to get other people if I do not leave you behind?
Fair enough. Then yeah, I'm down.
Keep in mind, if we do that, that involves them not seeing the giant bird man flying people into one of the many towers of this castle.
Look, I just thought it was a cool idea.
It's a cool idea.
I like your thought. I think it was very creative. I just don't think it's practical.
We'll try lockpicking first.
Whatever you
Do I
want.
see, when I flew over the gateways, I guess, did I see, like, the back of the doors? Or is it just...
The
I saw
doors,
the
the
front.
locked doors seem deadbolted, but you saw multiple collapsed entrances from the top that easily lead into.
Do I see any
Castles.
entrances that go behind the deadbolt doors? Basically, what I'm trying to do is fly in behind the door.
None of those. Those doors, no. But there was one that seems completely collapsed that you could
Right.
try and fly into. That's like on the back alleyway and all that type of stuff. But you're not even sure if that the way one of the seventh towers collapsed in, the rubble might be all the way around, so it might be blocking your entrance into the actual castle itself. It's hard to tell.
Wait,
Okay.
could Dell shapeshift or like wild shape into the dragon from the hallucination?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like low challenge ratings to start.
Yeah.
That is the
Like, when I'm, it's like...
I
Oh,
want to
we don't
fly
have
the
to call
party into the castle so bad.
All right, boys. Everybody got their shoots ready.
What are you looking at me like that for?
I don't even know if I get enlarged, but when I get it, I'm definitely taking it.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Anywho,
Should we wait till dusk has fallen and try to go in when it's a little bit darker and less easy for us to be seen?
Ooh, sneak attack, yeah.
It would probably be best.
It sounds like
Most of us can see in the dark too.
We do have no idea how many goblins we're going up against, other than it was an army enough to destroy the town.
You said the tower that I could get, it's like a tower, and then it goes down from there?
What do you mean?
You said that there was like a ruined tower.
Yes.
That I could get into somehow.
Yes, and then there's rubble all around it though. So you know like how a tower would collapse, Luke, and it just kind of would fall and all go around.
Yeah.
So you can't really tell if it's just all rubbled out and you can't get into the castle, or if like it'd be like if you're inside the castle and you try and open up a door and all of a sudden just giant rubble there because the whole place collapsed.
I see what you're saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Okay.
So how does that sound? We stake it out, hidden from view, and then wait till it's a little bit
And we
darker.
go to try one of the locked doors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well. Anybody else?
Works for
It
me.
doesn't really matter what entrance we go in. There's goblins in there, and we gotta kill 'em.
Astute observation, Masnao.
Correct.
Agreed.
Thank you.
All right, let's
We're gonna
bunker
take
down out of sight and just keep an eye out.
Where?
Yep.
Where out of sight, you son of a gun? Specifics!
Is there a tree line?
Yeah. Of course it's just
In the tree line, like slightly in the tree line, in view of that open main entrance.
We can see the main entrance. is
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
gonna-
we can see it now.
The other way around.
Yeah, sorry, what
We are
the...
going to hide in plain sight.
I'm gonna sit on top of a tree,
Okay.
wild shaped as a squirrel,
Okay,
watch in like good vision, good sight of the castle.
okay. As an hour ticks by, you hear the grumbling of a small party coming through the path that you all walked in. I need you all to make stealth checks. Crap balls!
Boy.
Oof.
Do I get anything for stealth? Okay, I do. Whew.
That's a huge oof.
That's an 11.
Because you all chose to actually hide yourselves, I'm going to give you advantage, even though I don't
Ooh.
Oh, thank you so much. Because
I
I
rolled a
rolled.
D.
Oh,
That's
that's
an
not
18.
better.
Oh, snap, that's way better.
Thanks,
Uh,
bud.
I literally got one better. That's I'm sorry, guys.
22!
I'm so sorry. I'm not a stealthy character. I got a 6. Jesus.
I have heavy armor on,
Yeah,
bro.
I got a 12.
I have heavy armor on.
19.
All right. Well, everyone is
1,
basically
2,
obscured
2.
at this point as you see 2 hobgoblins and 3 goblins walking toward the path toward the broken down doors.
Are you sure about that? I got a 6.
I'm not done yet. All right.
Okay.
Let him speak.
I just don't.
Also,
As they're coming down the path. What?
I was just gonna say when that's like a group thing. So all of our
Yeah.
like it's an average of all of ours. And like I got a 23, and we got a lot of high ones.
Yeah.
So
So everybody.
Oh.
I'm also a squirrel, so if they see me, they're like,
Yeah, I'm not
okay.
gonna- So they're all going forward, walking through, and you see the hobgoblins harassing each other and smashing some of the little goblins, boinking them on their heads as they're going toward the front entrance of Cragmaw Castle. But you see Flama as he sees like one of the goblins go off. He's leaning a little too far, and just as he's about to fall, you see Airy bring him back in. Just as like you see a hobgoblin like. But you hear something.
Did his hat fall off?
What's that?
Did his hat fall off?
Doesn't have a
I don't
hat.
have a hat.
All of his hair fell off. Jeez, Brian.
he's wearing
Having baldness, he's really embarrassed about it.
he's bald and he's just wearing a scroll.
Your hair fell off. Smashes him on the breaks him again. You shut up.
For a split second, Mazel almost went, oh, he wears a toupee!
Mosdal knows what it's
But he like holds it in.
Wait a minute. I need you to roll to hold that in.
No, my stealth is a 22.
Roll to hold it in, Brian. Your stealth is fine, but your ability to not shout, that's what's in question. Just give me a straight roll. Charisma or something.
Constitution.
I don't give a shit.
Oh,
Just give me a
man.
D20.
Oh man, this is a mistake.
It's okay.
Try to make a joke. Just... Oh, 19!
Ah, shit! You see Mazo. You see Erie come over to him with Flama.
Did I actually lose my hair? What is going on?
No, the other guy did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it literally came off as he was looking to watch you. It was like this poorly used with mud to try and put his hair back on his bald spot. on his stupid hobgoblin head. and he's just looking, and the other two are looking, and you see Flama do like, and he starts laughing too, and he's holding it, and you see Airy just kind of, Airy starts laughing, and all three of them are laughing at this hobgoblin, and bonking the goblin, stop it! Stop it! And you see the other hobgoblin like, and they all go toward the entrance of Cragmaw, and as they get up to the entrance, you see them, who has dark vision?
Everyone.
Not me.
Nope.
Okay, so everyone's dark vision. I need you to make a perception check. Because I learned with dark vision doesn't mean you just get to see everything in the dark.
No, you don't. No.
Well,
Natural
What was it,
20.
perception?
Ah! Fuck!
Whoa! You know when that happens.
I got an 8.
So that's a
can see
total
through
of
the
23. But
Well, you're too busy laughing, Flama, to notice anything.
That's okay.
But Airy, as he's giggling to himself, calming down, and watching them go inside, notices they take a hard left as soon as they get into the building. Now, what do you do?
is it darker
yeah.
out now?
It is dark.
And it comes down to my
I say we go towards the next locked door on the right side of our perspective, so away from where it seemed like they went to.
All right, give me a moment.
You saw where they went?
Yeah, they took a sharp left when they entered that that entrance hall. So
Oh, don't do that.
they
Got
would
it.
go opposite of them.
That sounds logical.
These
Castellero.
goblins.
So,
These goblins are going to pay for what they've done.
that's a plus 20 to the loss.
Oh no, Ryan, he's so strong already.
You just see me flip a coin.
His power grows. I'm gonna flip a coin too.
So this is
Timora.
what Dell was able to scout of the giant-ass castle in front of you.
Ash Castle.
The old ass castle. And the lights are now starting to go on inside Cragmaw Castle during nighttime. All right. So, say it again. What is the party doing?
We are going to the closest locked door, on the right side of our perspective, so to the right of the entrance and away from where they seemed to turn into.
That seems freaking perfect anyway for how everything lines up. And as long as Dell conveyed that information.
I did, of course.
Okay, so.
And before we do that, I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace.
What is that?
Oh, he has that.
Ooh.
It's plus 10 to every
Yes!
Plus 10 to your stealth
Plus
roll.
10 to
Such a good
stealth
spell.
rolls.
I'm kidding.
Why are you mad?
I'm not. What is the marching order to the door?
I will be leading the pack.
Yeah,
I'll
just-
be with them to show them where to go.
Okay.
I'll be
I'll be
third,
behind
sure.
them.
I'll be
Or,
Muslim.
Yeah.
I'll be fourth then, so you, then me, then Zach.
No, then me, then Zach.
Oh, okay.
But I need to be within touch of my barbarian friend.
Can you guys see that? Nope.
See what?
Exactly.
No, they can't.
Whoa!
Audio's still-
Whoa!
Fancy!
little things like
That was some Sports Center shit.
It's a lot of paper.
Can you feel it now? Mr. Krabs.
Are you making faces at yourself?
No, I'm making faces at them.
Can you see anything past all this paper?
That's a hard no, son. The paper's got us down. But not
Rolled
out.
a 23 so he can see through the paper.
Oh,
What the hell's going on? Is this flipped?
What?
I'm so confused why they can't see you guys. What the shit?
What?
Is that a current picture? Is that...
Why do they sell
Is
in?
this frozen?
It might be.
ah, there it is.
My confusion is over.
Confusion levels are at max.
Hey guys, it's us. Wow.
Alright. Okay, so you see a a... That's how I feed my dog. Here we go. On the side entrance to the castle, it's locked but unguarded. On the south side of the old castle, an overgrown path leads to a passage that climbs up into the wall. A large iron door stands here, sheltered from the direct outside. Arrow slits 10 feet above the ground overlook the path.
Alright, I'm going to approach and see if the door is unlocked.
It is locked.
I'm going to pull out my thieves' tools and pick the lock.
Make a roll.
What am I adding to that again?
I don't know. You do your thing.
It's intelligence plus proficiency, I believe. Thieves' tools.
I know it's proficiency, but the thing depends on the DM, honestly.
What?
It could be intelligence, it could be dexterity. What do you want me to add to it?
Dex. It's a dex check.
Okay.
It's a dex check.
Then that is a 12.
Boy. Does not work. You go in there and you snap your thief tool like little lockpick and curse under your breath, and the door remains locked.
Could try
that
breaking
didn't
it
work.
down.
I can do that.
Okay.
Very well, do it.
Mazdal pushes his way past everybody. Takes out his axe. Roll to attack, Mazdal.
All right. That is a 19.
You can add any of your proficiency bonuses with melees, and then your plus
Yep.
one.
Yep.
You
That
did
was
all that?
everything. Yep,
Alright.
that was everything. Everything that I normally do.
Okay, you take your axe, hits right onto the metal of like the studded door and everything, and you hear this echo throughout the building, but it remains still locked and on its hinges.
What's above us right now?
What is above you? Right now, above you is stone walls that lead to a top. What you looking at?
Nothing.
Oh no! Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That ain't nothing. All right? Don't worry about that.
Okay. Okay.
That ain't nothing. We're just gonna. Don't worry about that. Okay. So you go over the top, and it's pretty flat. This hasn't collapsed in, but to your immediate left, you do see collapsed one of the towers. And do you fly up, Luke?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Could you give me a perception check again?
Yep.
Do you have dark vision?
I don't.
Okay. So
That's 15.
give me disadvantage on that.
Okay. 15.
Okay.
Would have been 21.
God dang it.
Dang it, Bob.
Anyway, so he goes. Dell goes up in the air, and as he tries to get a look around this door, he notices where the rubble is. It's a big, like the pile of rubble is enough where you can't climb it from the outside. But he's now able to look down because there's lights, and he sees 3 beds in there, and he sees a bunch of goblins kind of smacking around with one of them, and one of them's there with a crossbow, kind of looking out one of the slits you saw originally at the front of the tower. And then you look to your right, and you see still completely together is one of the towers, because there's what, it's seven different collapsing towers. That one's completely intact, except like the rooms next to it have all fallen down into it. Like the top of the tower, it's not the ramparts, but it's those like blocky things. Those like fell over and went into divoting a bunch of like holes into the tower to your right. And that actually would lead into the doors, but you can't really, like, you don't make out a way to like sneak your way into that opening at this point in time.
Right. All right. Well, I'll convey that to everybody.
Okay. Dell comes down, he starts talking to all of you, and you're all like, "Man, he's so friendly. I wish he was like
How
this
big
all
was
the
the
time."
drop into that bedroom area?
What's that?
How far was the drop into that bedroom area?
Which bedroom area? Oh, that one. That's about a 25-foot drop to get over the pile and then drop you down. It's about 2 stories.
I got rope.
As you all are sitting here in silence, thinking about everything, you
Oh no.
hear this chatter that you hear about dishes needing cleaning, and you can hear it from the arrow slits that are like right there in the tower that's still together, and you hear this. Oh, I'm not gonna wash it. And he's like, but it's disgusting. And you're gonna wash it. You want me to get the other one in here? She's like, oh, you wouldn't have the balls to get the other one in here. That's going on right now. And you hear the occasional, oh, well, you wanna? And that's just kind of happening.
I think it might be a kitchen in there. There are some goblins arguing about dishes.
Well, maybe we should tell them that dinner is served.
I could do that. I don't do one. I don't know how we want to approach this.
When I looked into the bedroom area, did it look like they were paying attention to the area where that hole was, or?
Oh, absolutely not. That's like above them every night. Nope. They're more.
Yeah, is there like a?
They're watching the gate.
Like the area under that, right? Is there? Are they? If someone went there, would they see it? Basically.
If someone went there, would they see that?
Like went through the hole, yeah.
Depending on the orientation of one of them. Two of them are focused on the front of the castle. One of them's arguing right now, throwing whatever's in his bowl at the other ones, and they keep being like, "Ah, you fucking!" And they're not having a good time, but they're distracted at the moment.
How many goblins were in that bedroom?
It's 3, right?
It sounds right to me.
Do we want to just drop down
I
into
think
that
what
bedroom?
we should do is we could get all above it at that hole, use a rope to kind of quietly lower it on us, and then when we start to move down, somebody makes like a big boom over by the gate. Like not a big boom, but like something to catch their attention.
A giant hammer.
Something. Make a giant hammer.
And then we can catch them all by surprise.
If only we had Jaqualdin.
I know.
That would involve, of course, Mr. Birdman, you bringing us up if that's all right with you.
Every time Jaqualdin's name is mentioned in my head, I hear a sad oboe. I wouldn't do that in post, but that would be too hard.
Yes, of course. I'm gonna just grab Airy and fly up to the top.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Do you have rope or no?
I do have rope.
I want a strength check from Dell. I want a stealth check from Airy. Because it's only you two right now, right? Not everyone's climbing on this rope and being
19.
Okay.
Very strong bird.
19.
Oh, man.
Plus 10.
Oh, so 29.
Pass without a trace is so good.
I think
Pass
he did
without a
it.
trace.
This is the Batman and Robin duo.
Literal Batman.
If only it's like Nightwing and Batman, but getting along. So Dell. Flama takes out his rope and hands it to Dell. Dell puts it in his talons and he starts tying a little bit. And you see Airy kind of flipping around his blades. He takes out his rapier a little bit, make sure everything's in place. And he grabs one of the ropes, kind of puts it around his hand a little bit, but enough so he could just flick of his wrist, turn it so it's loose, and he can be free to jump out. Or if he doesn't, he keeps it nice and taut, and something were to occur, he can have wonderful grip on that. They take off without a single issue. Oh, Dell's been hitting the weight room after that orc attack. He's been like in the trees with his leg just pushing up whatever berries he's found in the forest, somehow making this strong. Just picking up rocks. What?
Those
Go
are
ahead.
some heavy berries.
Maybe rocks he's found, occasional animals that are chill with it, whatever.
Just see a little rhinoceros.
Just like, okay, just like you're pretty cool with this forest. Yeah, you can bench me. So
Do it all the time.
flies over and Airy gets a feel for it, and James bonds his way right into there and doesn't just nothing, no sound as soon as he comes down inside this, and he sees the 3 idiot goblins, as one sitting there with his crossbow, as just covered in just whatever stew the other goblin's been throwing at the back of his head for the past 5 minutes. The other goblin's right there with Airy just like inches away from him is getting his fingers around the bowl, just like spitting it out. And then the other one is just sitting there. There's actually another room that's open that is directly looking at the front entrance with slits, and he can actually hear another goblin in there being like, 1 second, because I have it. But he can't actually hear it. But you would be able to hear it. Where are you? Ready? I was prepared, Mom. Oh, there it is.
Hey, look at that.
There he is. Okay. You hear one call back, and you just, "Hey, Prasp, is Trot done being a dick?" And you hear a wet thing just like, "Guess not." You see the other one, "Well, just stop screwing around," as they're kind of going this way. And you see the other one that's watching one area that Erie can directly see. He's kind of reaching behind him, trying to pick up a sword or something. You see him, he grabs a rock, just tosses it just behind him, not looking. And you see the other one like and watches it go by, and the rock goes right over the shoulder of Airy, as Airy just sitting there with like he's got his dagger in hand and his hand on his rapier, ready to do whatever he chooses. So, what do you do?
I'm gonna go grab the next person while he's deciding what to do.
And I'm
Who's
gonna
next?
hold. I'm gonna hold for a second until I get some more help out of sight. Like I'm gonna find a little
Yep.
nook.
You
that
slowly
they
start
won't
backing
notice
up, and you bump into. You notice a door handle behind you, and you start backing up to the other side, away from the door, because you don't want anybody coming up and surprising you behind you. And you feel all this rubble, and then you take a quick glance. Give me a perception check, boyo. Things are happening.
6.
You look over and you see a bunch of
Nice.
benches, and you're like, "Boy, that place looks like a nice place to sit." But you're not going to do that. It seems like a large room. Anywho, Dell goes over, and who's he picking up next?
Osmo.
Whoever's ready.
Oh.
Alright, then pick up Mazel.
Or Hana.
Give me another strength check. I wasn't going to make you do it unless you picked up Mosnell.
Oh boy, it's the strong bird. It's another 19.
Oh my strong bird! Dell comes over, and he's like
Benching
right,
Monster.
like 100%. Just think Dell inside like the Olympics, where like poof, poof, like poof, muscles go up before the deadlift. And it was like, that is all happening right now. Like pure testosterone. Dell is feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. And you see big ass Maz now. 6'8", 250 pounds, plus all like 50 to 100 pounds of gear with this giant axe. Go around the rope and get pulled up by this bird effortlessly. Like you see the veins on the sides, the focus of nature. And what's your stealth check on that, Ryan?
Alright.
At worst, it's.
That is a 15 with pass without a trace.
Ooh.
That's good. Pass without a trace is good.
Down through the air with his wings coming over, lowers down Mosno, and with a bit of a poof, comes down, but enough where as he hits, the other goblin is now going up behind. He's about to put the bowl on top of the other goblin's head, who's still fishing for, like, he's pommeling a sword right now, trying to toss the sword back at the other goblin. And just as Masa's about to go for a hit here, you see Airy comes out of the shadows, completely blindsides Maz now, who's like, and he just kind of puts a hand around him and tugs him back and just brings him back into the darkness. Ryan, I would like you to make a perception check with disadvantage on the room.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, it's pitch black, bro, Chacho. You don't have
Alright,
dark vision.
I didn't know it was pitch black.
It's night.
Alright, disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have any lights in the castle.
Get you dark
Not that
vision.
area.
Okay.
Get you some dark vision, man.
Damn, the first roll was
Read some
better.
books.
That is a 13.
13.
Mangekko
You're like,
Sharingan.
yo,
Just gotta stick
Airy,
it.
you notice them benches over there? And Aries like, yeah. She's like, man, them look comfortable, don't they? They're like, yeah, next time. And then they sit there waiting. All right.
So now that I have Mazda on me, there's only 2 goblins in this room, correct?
Yes.
3. Oh, I thought it was.
The other one's in a different room.
Right
So
next
I'm gonna look at Maznell and then completely silent. I'm gonna point him, point me, and then I'm gonna like draw my rapier and dagger.
All right.
Airy. Surprise attack. Or whatever the heck it's called.
Surprise round.
Sneak.
Sneak
Oh,
attack.
yeah. Surprise
Sorry,
round.
Sneak attack is what I meant.
We get a surprise round.
Well, yeah, that, but also sneak attack.
Sneak attack.
Such damage.
Okie dokie. So what are you
This-
doing?
So I'm gonna inch toward one of the goblins and
Yeah.
kind of motion for Maznell to go for the other one.
And
Okay.
I will do that.
This one has come up close. Both your stealth counts go. You're able to get like right up and close and personal with this. And let's see. Can I? No, you guys zoom in.
You're on the screen.
And while they're doing this, I'm getting the next person. So whoever is
Alright.
the next person,
Pick me.
get prepared.
Pick Flama.
Whoever you want, tell me.
Flama.
He said Flama.
All right. Well, you don't have to make a stealth strength check ever again, Jack. Big Jack. Your stealth
21.
21.
Like, how much do you weigh?
Okay, so
Pass without a trace, man.
bringing him over. While that's happening, I would like.
I was trying to.
I'm gonna make 2 attacks.
Yep, I would like you guys to roll initiative. Just in case. You're ahead, though. You got a surprise round.
Okay.
So just give me your initiatives ahead of time.
My initiative is 8.
Initiative 14.
Okay. Okay. It's actually, that's how you spell his name. Okay. Okay. So go ahead and both, I want Maznell and Erie to roll a surprise attack. So just give me a normal attack, Ryan, to hit, and same with you, Erie. Add all
Well,
your nonsense.
because we're both stealth,
Yeah.
it would both be advantage.
Okay, then roll with advantage. I'll give you it. Yeah, makes sense to me.
Okay.
Sounds like the
Sneak
rules.
attack.
Can you imagine?
Okay,
sneak attack
so-
damage on Barbarian?
22 to
Can't
hit.
roll rogue.
That hits. Was that natural 22 or no? Natural
What?
20?
20.
Was that natural 20?
22.
Yeah, but was it a natural 20 is what I'm asking.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Yeah, 22 hits.
His hit modifier was crazy big.
My rapier attack was a 12.
That hits.
Ooh,
Okay. So my rapier attack is gonna be.
I forgot how bad stuff was after the last few fights.
Yeah. May have been
I
going
mean,
out
goblins are
there.
chumps. Remember when I killed like 8 of them at once?
Yeah,
Perfect thunderstorm.
that was beautiful.
That was
I do 7 damage.
Okay. What do you?
All right. My rape. Oh,
Yep. Go ahead.
my rapier does 10 damage with sneak attack,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna roll for my dagger attack,
Okay.
Oh boy.
and
2
that
attacks.
Yeah,
and
you
that
got
is
2 weapons.
11.
Oh boy. But wait.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
Oh wait, no, sorry, 16.
Okay.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
And that's an additional 3 damage.
Okay.
So I did 10, or I did 13 total.
What?
Do your math again.
No, you didn't. You did way more than that. You did 10 on the first
Six-
one.
16 was the hit.
Oh, 16 was the hit. Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
I got you.
10 and 3. Yeah.
10 and 3 was your damage?
Yeah, 13.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
I thought you were in the 20s and I was super excited.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, this
Okay.
guy's got damage. Yeah,
Rogues.
So,
eventually.
Maznell comes down with his axe boom, right on top of the goblin and gets him, slams him prone to the floor. And Airy, that happens. The other goblin doesn't even know as he's still kind of fiddling behind him. Airy takes the rapier, puts it through his throat, then cuts his throat with the other one and just drops the goblin down.
That seems redundant.
It's so and then off with the head. He basically cuts the head off.
So that's super dead goblin.
Super dead goblin, and that one's now on the ground looking pretty terrible and pretty disoriented, and Flama has just dropped him.
Yo.
And now I need to roll. Okay, Mosnell, you get to go first. Again.
Sweet. I'm just
The goblin's just like, hoo-da, hoo-da, in goblin.
In goblin.
Natural 20.
That's not a brutal. Is it a brutal critical? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Okay, Ryan.
Do I get criticals? Does that work?
Yeah, that's a crit, so double whatever the hell you rolled. So
Nice.
that was a natural 20,
Alright.
right?
Yeah, natural.
Yeah, you always double.
Oof.
So that I double it.
Yep, whatever your damage is.
Oh lord.
Okay.
Double the
So 12.
As the goblin, as you just bash its spine in, you just splat him across the ground, so just arms and legs just shoot out in directions, and there's no goblin left.
Ew.
Excellent.
Hi, goblins.
I saw that and I'm like, ew.
Flama saw that, and he like, ew! Give me a
I'm
perception
gonna
check.
turn to Flama and go, would you like some soup?
Flama's like, damn, this place dark, but that gross!
Yep.
Okay, who's next, Bud Dell? Is anybody else getting that?
Go ahead.
Can we go at the same time? Or is...
Let's try it.
Give me a strength check, Dell. Come on!
This bird.
Swole bird.
It's a bird, motherfucker. It's a bird.
Reed, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Natural 20.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe this, dude.
Where is this boy Ben? Where is Swole Dell when you need him? Yo.
Oh. See, the thing is, I'm getting all these rolls good. Now, when we actually get into a fight, I'm just gonna die.
No, I'm so excited. So,
That's what happens.
so Uzal comes to take the rope, and he goes to motion for Hana, and Dell just comes in with his wings, just picks you both up without even the need of the rope, flies you over, drops you in. Oh, your stealth roll. Oh.
Oh!
Okay.
It's a natural 20.
A max.
And I got 9.
Oh, that's a 30!
It's a 30.
Oh my!
So
God.
I got 19.
She's just invisible, dude.
Oh!
She's just invisible.
So Dell comes in a blaze of glory, all of you, and just silently, basically, everyone's now inside Cragmaw Castle.
We are actually a
Hey.
I told you guys we could fly in.
And
You're a genius.
I'm gonna quietly walk
no
into the
one
other
knows
room
where
because there's
Hana is at this point. No one has any idea where she is. not
Even
the
me,
castle.
who was holding her.
Yes, Dell lost track of her.
Where'd she go?
He's a little like, did she? No, I got her. I'm sure I did. He's pretty confident. She'll figure her way in if she didn't.
Mosnell checks his spurs to see if she's back there.
I'm gonna like wave to try and get the attention of the group, and then I'm gonna mouth 1, and then point to the room next door with the door open.
The door's open, and you're slowly peering in. You see the other goblin, like, oh, come on. That's what. Brass! Asshole.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna sneak up to him and attack him again.
Yeah, go for it. Give me a roll on that, Johnny. 2-step.
Dal, can I have my rope back?
Woo! 23 to hit
Yeah.
That super duper
Thanks.
hits.
with my rapier.
Oh, we're killing it.
Okay, give me some damage here. Trying to get in line with the old.
Also, I lowballed my damage last time because I forgot to add my dex modifier.
Yeah, I
but
thought so. It seemed way
anyways.
too low for a stealth attack like that. Did you just get me?
Alright, so it's
You're
gonna
glory.
be... So for my rapier hit, it is
Radiant.
a 13 for my rapier hit.
All right, I'll stop you there.
Okay.
Before you even go to attack him with the other thing, with this one you do the same attack through the throat, and you see him like just slump forward. You take your rapier out, kind of give him a little glance, put again through his heart. One more time through the heart. Didn't move, and you're like, you put it back away. You wipe it off on the goblin's cloak and walk out of the room like, we're good. Back to the party.
We gotta perceive the benches, right?
Or Hana, give me a perception check.
Do I get disadvantage because I
But do
can't
the
see in
benches
dark?
see her? Absolutely not.
No, the castle is lost right now. No one knows where Hana is inside Castle Cragmaw.
No one can also see inside the castle, apparently.
Me as well.
Yeah, go ahead with disadvantage, I guess. What do you got there?
Are we all
7.
looking to this? Everybody who hasn't already?
That is 18.
18.
What?
Disadvantage.
So
Yeah.
Ulazal, who
You're
can't
nuts.
see in the dark. Everyone's like, I can't make it out. Ulazal's like, I think. And the lights come on inside the room as a bunch of hobgoblins are in there like, time to eat, bitches! As they're putting on the lights inside a dining hall. And now you guys can all see the dining hall. The light kind of comes in here, so it can reveal you guys, but I'm giving you a few seconds because your stealth is disgusting to do whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna move out of the way so that they cannot see me.
Same.
Dude, same.
Okay.
We're all gonna do that, I think.
I'm gonna position myself in the darkness, but near the entrance to this mess hall, to attack whoever first comes through.
I'm gonna tell you something that you probably, because it's imagination land and you might not be picking up on. You can extinguish flames in here, so you can literally take out all the torches behind you in the castle, so this whole section goes dark if you so
Then,
choose.
okay.
And I only gave that because your stealth is so disgusting.
Thank you.
Special Hana. The perfect stealth.
Literally. Man, I couldn't have done that again if I tried.
What's your modifier? Okay.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Man, I would have had a 32 if I'd actually used my modifier.
30.
32.
Yeah.
Not high enough.
I can do better.
More, sir! So you see a hobgoblin. You see a bunch of goblins in here, loading up the tables, and getting their goods on as they're trying to get their food all nice.
Can I
and
perceive if the food looks tasty?
It looks like stale venison that's molding.
That's gross.
From the darkness, as they extinguished all the flames, you see Maz now standing right uncomfortably close to Flama, who he can't see in the dark, right next to him. And Beer's like basically touching his face. That's gross.
Yeah, that is gross. Like swat away his
My,
beard.
my beard is like touching his face, but I can't tell.
Yes, yes. All right. So what do you guys want to do from here?
Shave Mileston's beard down.
There's another door you
That
that was
would
behind
be a
Aries.
very bad idea.
Instant rage.
I was so mad when I was reading because I was looking up for legendary weapons or rewards for you guys. I found this dwarven belt. Thank you. That was awesome, and I kept reading it. I'm like, oh my god, this is great. And then all of a sudden it says, and you have the chance
Critical
every
roll.
day you roll for a beard. I'm like, God dang it! That's in critical roll. Instantly
critical
can't
roll.
be in the campaign now. It had me fooled for like the first
you do.
paragraph.
Every day you roll for a beard.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
It's awesome.
it's a dwarven belt.
Grog
Give you a
gets it.
beard?
Yeah, it depends on your roll.
That's amazing.
It is awesome.
What, it changes daily?
Every day
Oh,
you
that's
roll.
awesome.
Every day you roll a percentile die, and you have a chance in growing a beard. and each day you keep getting good rolls, it'll grow bigger and thicker. And if you already have a beard, it will just continue getting thicker.
Since they turn on the lights, you also guys can see the western portion of this large hall ends in a wall of rubble, but the remainder is still intact. This must once have been the castle's banquet hall, with a soaring ceiling 25 feet high. Hear that, Dell? 2 large wooden tables with plain benches stand in the middle of the room, and a brass brazier full of glowing coals is tucked into one corner. Dirty dishes, half-full stew pots, moldy heel of bread, and gnawed bones cover the tables, as well as the venison, their moldy venison, they're freshly served.
Ew.
There is one chef in here, too, a fat, cankerous goblin you guys have noticed in the back, and he seems miserable, along with the other miserable goblins. There's a big love fest of misery between all of them, and he's stewing up this pot, and he's just looking at them all like, I hate you. And that's what's going on. He's fat, though, a fat, chubby goblin. I'm going to put him behind the old counter here. He's going to move away from the brazier, and then he's probably... Actually, that's where the brazier is, so he's here. He's behind the counter chopping up stuff. Alright.
You said there was another door that Airy like backed up into, right?
Yeah.
Does that lead to the hall, or does it go to the like another room?
Make a perception check. Will Swoldell be able to see through doors?
His muscles are blocking all the light.
He just starts flexing, trying to break.
Punches the door open. Oh, that way, guys. Make your calls.
I wish we had fan art.
Isn't there like a Jack's Bird in like Team America or something like that?
I haven't seen that movie in years.
I've never seen it.
Oh man, we gotta watch that sometime you come up.
I know the song though.
Of course you do.
That's all you need, really.
Dell, what's your perception?
Oh, sorry. 21.
Dell, feeling swole, looks over to the door and he's like, opens the door. It's unlocked. He sees the hallway that's the entrance to Cragmaw Castle, and he notices where that party came in and took a hard left. With his amazing perception, he also notices there's some traps set up. Tons of booby traps are all around that wall. Dell then nods, closes the door back, while flexing his wings. What's up? Oh yeah, I can. All right, that's weird.
That's
like,
really
a little
weird.
Bit. A little
That's
bit.
really weird.
That's some anime weird. Jack
I'll send that in the.
All right, you can put that.
I'll go in the
later.
Discord real good.
That goes in nightmare fuel for later. It's a focus.
Woo-wee, that's a good one.
Alright, well, I'll come back to the group and be like, but it appears we chose the correct path. And tell them that they're screwed.
Yep. You notice there's one
Where
sort
they
of
are and everything.
rock collapsing trap of sorts. It seems like there's a bunch of rocks stationed. There's a trap to fall. Forget about that. Just gonna bump this up a little.
There's something.
Yeah, I
in
know.
the way. Okay.
It's the monitor that you exist on.
Okay, that's it.
Let's
What
do
is
that.
Putting us into the monitor.
What is this?
Look at the bird.
It's a penguin.
It's not those.
It's still a bird.
There you go.
What is that? That's me.
That is Dell. That is an accurate picture of Dell.
Once was Pingu, is now Swolgu.
Yes.
Oh, this sucks. I don't have a. Could you put it on the table? Yes.
Oh.
What about a floating drone?
No. Do you know how loud that would be?
I think we had this conversation.
Yeah, we did.
He's so loud.
I'd like you to roll for every day. Better ideas might rule us all.
Nope. Other side.
What if we had?
Wow. That is my chest.
Giggity.
That's the wall.
What if we had a drone,
Stop with
but it was
Elon. No more drones.
affixed to the ceiling without being
Instead
turned
of
on?
rotor, it has jet engine.
What's the point of the drone then?
Jet engines. The wall.
Well, the idea is to get a top-down view of the board,
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, but why the drone?
because then you don't have to mess with the camera.
Now we're done with.
Are there any other?
Wookiee mode.
Are there any other openings in the banquet hall?
Openings? What do you mean?
Like the doorways? Does it connect to other rooms? How many rooms does it connect to?
Make a perception check, you little bitch.
Disadvantage?
No.
Oh, their lights are on! Hooray! That is a 15.
15. Yeah, you see they came out of a room in front of you, and it seems like just left of the first table of you, there's another room that leads to somewhere else, potentially behind where all the booby traps Dell told the group about. Potentially, or maybe there's more. I don't know. I'm only a DM.
Oof.
I'm gonna let my stealthy boy make the first move here.
All right,
All right.
you pushing up?
I'm gonna.
Just so you know, Pass Without a Trace lasts for 1 hour.
Holy
Nice.
We're still good for now.
It's like
but,
such
yeah.
a good spell. Actually, like top 3 spells in the game.
I'm just gonna
It's a
whisper
lot
to the
of good
group.
spells, so.
I'm gonna say we're just gonna walk in and take a round on them.
I mean,
Surprise
we are
them.
stealthed.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Or Hana,
So-
since you have a 32, you can go anywhere in that room and none of them will know. So have fun with your movement. Every square is 5 feet.
Okay.
So you can literally get behind them or go through the entire room and no one will notice you. I'm also giving you like the Mario star on this, so this is going to last a while. I think you should get to enjoy a 30 plus roll.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
The castle is just like, where'd that bitch go? What's happening?
Yeah.
I know. Well, within the room.
Yeah.
No, you can leave the room. You can go past the room if you want.
So
snap.
I'm gonna pull out my longbow
Yep.
and I'm gonna stroll into the room and take a shot at that hobgoblin. Like take a couple steps to walk around until they notice me, and then before anything happens, just like take a shot straight at that hobgoblin.
All right. Orhana, what are you doing?
I'm gonna explore a little more.
Okay, so you're gonna go this way, or you're gonna go that way.
I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna go this way.
All right.
Literally walk through the room.
15,
Yeah.
20, 25, 30, 35. What's your thing, 30?
25.
Oh, hey, Bill.
She got tiny legs.
She got, that's right. You can use your action to double it. What is that called?
Oh,
Dash.
Dash.
Dash. So
Yeah,
you're gonna
so
dash
50?
as well. So then you get 50 feet.
yeah.
So you want to keep pushing all the way through here, or do you want to stop at the door? Or...
Yeah, I think I'll keep pushing at least a little bit.
All right. You're gonna go in here, and I want you to make a perception check.
Another 20.
11.
11. You hear big thumping next to you in that tower that's still intact. It seems like there's a big beast next to you. And then in this hallway, you see it's very, very crumbled, but it seems to be leading to another ruined tower. So I will.
Cragmaw Castle.
Cool.
Cragmaw Castle.
Cragmaw Castle.
You guys don't get to see what she sees because you're too busy doing your thing. All right, what is everybody else doing during the stealth round that everybody absolutely has?
I'm just gonna turn to the group. I'm gonna do like a 3, 2, 1,
Alright.
and then I'm gonna go in and take my shot.
Does anybody have
Whoa.
ranged weapons or anything?
I
we
do,
doing?
actually.
While
I'd
he's
rather
giving
just
that
have my
3,
sword
2,
out.
1, you said it was like 25 feet, the ceiling,
Yeah.
right? All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly up
Okay.
right above the big guy.
Oh, you bet you are.
I'm gonna walk up to my little guys.
Hey.
I'm gonna put my staff on my back, pull out my crossbow,
Okay.
Oh, snap.
and I'm gonna shoot.
Oh, well, I'm gonna walk in there and get behind one of them
Oh, actually, I only need this much.
with my sword because I don't want to take out a ranged weapon.
Okay.
Fuck that noise.
Wait, what was your stealth roll though?
Mine was 21.
21.
That's without a trace.
Yeah, I know. So you got your ranged attack. You're going where?
Just one of the little goblins. I just want to get behind one of them so that I can murder it.
And Monzel's just hanging back.
I'm gonna shoot whichever one.
Why?
I don't know. What are you doing?
You didn't say what you were gonna do.
Yeah.
I was waiting for everyone else to be done.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't want to cut anybody off. Is there a hobgoblin in there?
Yeah.
He's the guy in the back.
I think he's gonna get murdered
That-
though.
I'm
Is that-
hovering above him right now.
You're above him. Okay.
Aries gonna shoot him too.
You guys see that? Yeah, you guys got good looks now. Good looks.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm aiming at whoever is not currently being aimed at.
Okay, so tell me. You guys gotta tell me what's about to happen.
Do we have enough attacks to take care of all the goblins at once? Is all I'm asking.
Mazno, where did Mazno go? I didn't hear what he wanted
He
to do.
didn't say anything yet.
Okay.
I'm going to run towards the one kind of front and center.
This one?
Yeah.
This hasn't happened. Nobody's gone in the room yet. We're just
Yeah,
setting up.
this is
right
just-
now. This is all going
This is
on.
like
What-
everything happens at once.
Yes,
right?
everyone. This is
This is like a
Surprise!
SWAT,
This is-
like break down the door.
Yeah.
the first. Okay.
Except for Orhana, who's already like who's
Yeah,
like
just
inside.
exploring Cragmaw.
Oh,
So there's that. He's shooting that. You're shooting that.
I
You're
think
on that
I'm
one.
just gonna explore the whole
So there's
castle
Ulazal. There's
before
two
the hour is up,
uncalled for right now.
and then I can just kind of navigate. I'll just kind of reappear back in the group and tell
Like,
everyone
where
where to
did
go.
you go?
Yeah, exactly.
So Guys, look at all the loot I got.
She's excited.
So is everybody good?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
What are
holding
you
Thorn
shooting
Whip.
at? What
After Airy shoots, I'm gonna use Thorn Whip on a target of my choosing.
Yep. I wonder which target.
So these three guys are all.
You might be surprised.
Aries shooting at the bugbear. No, the hobgoblin.
The hobgoblin.
Hobgoblins.
So
I'm using a bugbear. Kai is a hobgoblin.
I'll
right
shoot
now.
this guy.
Okay. All right, everybody, roll to hit.
Airy rolled a 15.
Roll it again. That hit the wire.
I'm not rolling that again.
Is,
Okay. Just
I heard
kidding.
that. Was it
roll
cocked?
again.
Was it cocked?
No, it just bumped into the wire.
Yeah, it hit the
Alright.
wire.
13.
I think it's a 24, but don't quote me on that.
Oh, wait, actually, I have advantage. We all would have advantage
Yeah.
as we're attacking.
Yeah,
Stealth.
you do.
Oh, I needed that.
Make
I
that a
would've
21.
21.
Yeah, it was.
That's not much better. I had 2 horrible
You have
rolls.
advantage.
I know, I had 2 horrible rolls.
Looks like it, yeah.
Airy was
Looks
still
like
a
a
15.
20, I know.
Okay. You're on for
22.
22. Okay, Airy hits and Dell hits. What do you roll?
24.
Hits. You not.
I didn't roll. Yeah.
21.
21 hits. Mazno
9.
does not hit.
Oh, that's a lot of dice.
Is Masnol with advantage?
Oh.
Yep.
So Airy does, or I'll let you call us out.
Well, give me the damage. Give me the damage.
That's,
Airy does 15
You had to add
pierce to
anything
the
to
bugbear.
Okay.
it's not much though.
Del does 6 to the bugbear and pulls it 10 feet into the air.
Okay.
I did 8 to a goblin, I think.
I did 3 to a goblin.
Or the hobgoblin, not the bugbear.
Give your boy a second.
Okay.
Crossbows are weird, man.
So give me. You said 6 damage.
8.
Me?
Yeah, 8.
I did 6.
You did 8. Oh, you did 6. And then okay, and then you did
3.
3. You're
Sad.
terrible.
I don't know how to use crossbows.
Terrible, terrible old man. And anybody else left? That's everybody. Mazno, you missed. Okay.
Mazel missed.
Okay. So let's do this.
He's not used to this stealthy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is this?
All at once, almost like the Avengers assembling for the first time.
Ooh.
Dell zips into the room. The goblins are just fumbling and bumbling around. The hobgoblins like tasting porridge. The big fat one, just none of them have any. If we're in slow motion, you just see their fat lards moving as they are all surprised. Jowls, what in the? As Dell goes up above the bugbear. Airy, who has been in the room the whole time, they don't even he just in 2 steps comes in, and as everyone else is filing in, takes a shot and shoots. You had a bow and arrow, right?
Longbow.
Longbow. Shoots his longbow, traveling through the air. As that's traveling through the air, Flama comes in, sword drawn, comes down and stabs at the goblin on the right side there. You see Ulazal with his crossbow take a shot at the one that's right next to, right in front of Erie, as it's like, what in the, as the arrow's piercing into him.
And Mazda.
Mazda flumps into the room late to the attack. It just tries to come down as he's completely caught off guard by the synergy of this group right now. He's so used to hunting alone that normally his timing is with wild animals, and it takes a lot more to coordinate than a couple nods and shakes. Normally it's more some treats and pats. So this is very different for him.
There wasn't a single pat.
There were no treats. I didn't get my cookie.
The arrow finally buries itself in the skull of the hobgoblin, and life leaves his eyes and goes face first into the brazier, and fire goes up. Dell, because he was going for that hobgoblin, his vine whip goes past the hobgoblin and grabs the other goblin, cutting him off, and zips him up to the rafters like Spider-Man taking somebody, one of the bad guys in
Terrifying.
his battles. The arrow goes into damaging into his shoulder pad of his leather armor, and just like shoulders again. And you cut off the hand of one of the goblins. It's just like, oh! He's just not even engaging. He's like, I was trying to eat. So, dead
Spoon coming up.
in the air. Okay.
That's amazing.
And that would be. And that one is that. And then there's one you didn't attack, right? Or did you get them all? Oh no, Masnell missed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Masno missed, and I think there was one. Oh no.
No, I hit the one that.
Alright,
We
I
did
need
that.
everybody to roll initiative.
Even
Finally.
Natural 20!
Oh,
That's an
man.
11, Bob.
This is where
That's
bad
a-
rolls start.
that's
Got a
a-
6.
That's a 6.
23 for me. Natural 20
Okay.
for 23.
You 2 6s,
Yep.
17.
Oh boy.
17.
Yeah.
I appreciate you rolling initiative. You're like, you're definitely fighting as you're continuing along.
That's kind of what I thought. Doesn't really make sense.
Good,
but-
good. You're gonna keep that initiative though if you find anything ahead. So wait a minute. That's
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Del. Airy, what was yours?
15.
15. Okay. Who's left? Anybody? Who's up? 11. Who's up? Okay. I'm probably gonna be keeping these initiatives for a little while. All right, so
Yes!
just for a little while.
That's all right,
depending on
that's
the
all right,
amount
that's
of
all right.
counters we have, just so we're not doing this all the time. So first is Maz now. As you smash the table and it cracks in, you see the goblin's porridge go up and land on your head, and then you bring your axe back. What are you doing?
I'm going to swing at him again.
Oh, that's it?
What are you forgetting?
No, it might not
Well,
be worth.
he doesn't. Yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't
I have-
necessarily
Sorry.
There's no
rate.
reason not to.
Like if he
But okay.
doesn't want to, because
Roll
it
the
only
hit.
lasts a certain amount.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Roll the hit.
Sorry.
That's cool.
That is a 14.
That hits.
I figured he was saving it for
Whew,
later.
I was a little nervous. Alright,
You know, for the boss.
It's a goblin!
I know.
It's a goblin from the south port of Jersey. I'm trying to eat my porridge. when this
And
big-
11.
It's dead. You all
Okay,
life drains from the goblin as your axe smashes into it, and once again it's flopping on it again. You're like, ha ha ha! You're very pleased that this time
After
you
I
did
do
this.
that,
Yeah.
can the porridge steep into my, can I like lick it and then be like, oh, that's actually pretty tasty.
It's not. That is not. But you can pretend to think that. You taste.
I
You
will.
taste like a mixture of rotten meat with. You're pretty sure it's feces. But
Alright, I change what I say. I still do it,
yeah.
but then I go, that was a mistake.
Just letting you know. Just letting you know what it tastes like. That's all. Spoke a little too soon.
I'm just gonna shudder. I definitely saw that.
Well, you haven't got there yet. On your turn, it will start with a shudder. It is now, so that's dead. Goblins' turns. The goblins that are live, the one without a hand, uses his action to try and take out a sword with its normal hand and realizes I don't have that. So he has to use his other hand to take it out. And it just sort of like, ow, it's just happening.
This is how it ends.
The other one's going to try and break free of Dell's hands. Give me a strength check, Dell. Oh, it's Swole Dell. Give me a strength check.
Doesn't need to.
Dell's a little tired
Okay.
today.
What do you roll?
After all of that, natural 1.
Natural one. The goblin breaks free of Dell's hands after Dell just like he's kind of like still in shock really because he's just like I'm trying to get the fucking hobgoblin, then I got this. When do I have this thing? And so he kind of gets out, but the dumbass goblin's 25 feet up in the air. So he falls. How much bludgeoning damage is that per 10 feet? Do you remember?
It's... I can fill it up real quick. It's 1d6 per 10 feet.
1d6.
And then it just dies to falling.
And it goes splat on the floor. Its brains go across the floor. As Dell unintentionally murders it. Dumbass idiot. This one runs 5, 10, 15, 20, and it's trying to get out of the... it doesn't see you at all. No one sees you. It's trying to get out the door, but it's trying to do it with both hands, and then he has the sword out, and it's just getting disgusting. Trail of blood. And then this one's going to take aim. The big fat chef! The chef is definitely beelining it the hell out of here. Oh no, you're blocking the door. So he's going to try 5, 10, 15, 20. No, 5, 10. Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And they're both trying to unlock the door right now. So that would be, now it is, you got a 17, right?
Yeah.
It is your turn.
She's chilling though.
Okay.
Yep. You hear the footsteps behind you, but you can keep exploring.
Okay. And I heard the goblin, or, something large in here, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And I know this is where we tried to get in the first time?
You do.
Okay.
I can see Ryan's face in the glass. Wow. It's so pristine.
I think I'll try to come in here. This looks like there's a door that
Sure.
leads outside, right?
Sure. So go ahead and move your character up.
Okay. I'm going to dash again.
Cool. We're going into that section, which is that section.
About 30,
Alright, give me a perception roll.
40. That's 40 feet.
So you still have 10 more feet.
Yeah. A perception roll.
Yeah, you can stop there and you could probably even go check the next place.
Perception is 15.
15. The tower is almost completely collapsed, although the ground floor still has little open space. Rotting crates and ancient barrels show that provisions were once stored here. A heavy curtain blocks a crumbling area to the south, and an intact door leads east. To the north, a short passage through the rubble ends before a screen of canvas. So those are the screens you were going through right here. You pass through those, no problem. There's a screen there sort of covering the rubble entrance that Dell saw earlier. You guys actually could have entered in through there. And you hear that next room because you rolled so high. So let me just get the numbers right. That would be that one. You hear some mumbling about. You're very used to goblin at this point, so you hear goblinoid being talked back and forth. And you only hear 2 of them inside that room.
In the room I'm in, or in the room next?
Adjacent, yeah.
Okay.
It seems far off, though. It's not like directly across the door. It seems like it's down the hallway.
Okay.
Good thing. Okay. You still have movement on your turn if you want.
No, but that's a good idea. I guess I'll just investigate the room.
Okay, you can do
A little
that
more.
as an action.
Oh man, I think that's a 23,
Yeah, that looks disgusting.
or at least a 22.
It's 23.
Plus 5. No,
22. You're right.
22.
Yep. So Hana looks through this area. It's very much rotten containers of garbage. It's all been, because it's been opening this collapsed tower, rain and weather has basically destroyed everything in here. She notices the door is open, and just peeking it open, or the door open a smidgen, she can see down the hallway. It actually turns right, and she sees some candles. And there's actually, straight ahead of her, I believe, she sees 2 hobgoblin sentries. She does indeed.
Okay, so in.
Yeah, straight ahead, actually.
Can
So
I move
the-
this?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can see it.
Yep, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. So you hear all of that. So there's 2 guys. So actually, let me go put them up there. The old hobgoblins. And you hear voices down there as well. Voices. Give me Humberto Goblino. We'll do. What do we want? We'll do these two guys. That'll be good. Hobgoblino. You. Okay.
Right, that's all I'm gonna do.
Alright.
You still have 10 people movement.
I know, but I'm just gonna chill there because I know there's no goblins in the room I'm in.
It is now Aries' turn.
I'm going to get up behind the goblins that were running away.
Yep. How much is your movement?
35.
Idiots are at the door while you're behind them.
And I'm going to do a rapier attack to the cook.
Okay, go for it.
That is 14.
He did. Oh, to hit? Yeah, it hits.
Yeah.
It hits.
And then
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot of damage. That's what
that'll just be a normal attack, not sneak attack, right?
Why wouldn't it be? They're both trying to get out of a door.
Do I have advantage?
You're behind them right now as they're trying to open a door to flee the castle, and they're strong.
So would that be flanking?
I'm gonna give you a flank. Yeah, you're definitely in their flank right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll with advantage to see if I get a 20. Nope. Okay. So I didn't get. So it's same roll.
Okay.
So.
Dice, I heard.
Rogues.
Rapier strike of 16 to the cook.
The
Higher
cook.
than his attack roll.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
Higher than your attack roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And anything else?
And then, does he drop?
Yeah, he does. You take your rapier through his head and through his heart, and you just start poking all of his internal organs. The other one, with his hand off, is too woozy and is like passing out, bleeding all over the door at this point to even notice his friend get destroyed.
Alright, then I'm gonna attack the other guy with my dagger.
Okay, go for it. Roll a hit.
Ooh, that's a 9.
Does not hit.
Ah.
He just Goblin passes out, falling across the door from the loss of blood, and you stab it where it was on the door, and now he's on the ground.
Easy.
Alright, is that on your turn?
Yeah, that's all for me.
Alright, it is now Ulazal's turn.
I am going to advance to where I'm going to take 30 feet of movement into that direction.
30.
And those goblins are pretty dead, right?
I don't know. He's looking rough for wear without a hand.
I will shoot him with the crossbow.
Okay, roll a hit.
Okay. That is a 22.
Is that a natural 20?
Is
No,
the
that's
goblin
18 plus
prone
4.
currently?
He's kind of like against the door. I'm giving him. I know that would be advantage if he was prone, but he's just kind of.
No,
It'd be
if he's thrown, it's
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Oh, you lucky little bastard there. That he's just like bleeding out.
I'm like standing over him.
Rest
This is a
in
mercy
peace,
killing.
guys.
That is 5 damage.
You go up and you see him right in his head. Life leaves him. And that ends combat.
Easy.
For now.
I'm gonna loot the bodies.
Oh my god, for the first time in ages, someone loot something. Okay. So, Flama.
I just said goblins didn't have anything worth.
They might have money.
They got like
That's true.
human jerky
That's
in
true.
their pockets.
Give me an investigation check.
I'm gonna check these goblins right next to me as well.
Jesus.
Okay.
What is that?
Give me investigations, you punks.
It's
Or Hana,
like
you
a,
can keep doing stuff, whatever you want.
it's like a
Cool.
6.
6. You reach in and you feel the goblin's dick, and you're like, "That's gross." Grab the wrong pocket. There's a hole that went right through, and you're like, "That's," and it's just oof.
I'm done looting bodies. I'm done. I don't want to loot anymore.
I'll loot.
I can go inside this thing.
It might be locked. Maybe.
I'll loot the one in front of me as well.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Airy did an 18 for investigation.
What?
You find some
Fireplace.
rotten jerky that's been made out of raccoons, pretty gross, and you find a copper and maybe you can make out what was once a bone that he's kind of whittled into some sort of pick.
No,
But it looks pretty fragile. It's kind of like for teeth, though. It's
No
not like
goblin
for
dick?
walking.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
just
rolled a
keep that.
20.
I'm gonna keep that copper.
All right. You pick up the gopper and you notice a disgusting smell, but you drop it in anyway. Okay.
Dell's just gonna start breaking their tables and stuff.
Noted.
Tear down the establishment.
The noise, you start to hear because it's so loud, you're crushing stuff, the castle is sort of echoing the destruction of these tables.
Okay.
And he's like knocking over the brazier, and flames are going out. Not like catching fire, just stone castle. It just, everything's getting destroyed.
Can I go over to that that doorway that I was blocking and peek through it?
Wait a minute. The doorway you were blocked? Which one?
The one that the cook tried to go to first.
Yes.
Oh, sure. You want to go over there?
I want to go through and I want to peek through the door.
All right. Let me see what the hell that's about. I want a perception check, you little baby.
A happy little 11.
As you peek out the door and you see Dell in the background, swole, smashing everything, tossing everything, you sort of open it up a little bit, and then Dell just kind of looks over to you and he just like, trapped area. As you open up and you see, you look up and you notice all the rocks that are above a tripwire that leads into another area. You see a door like just like 5 feet away from you. Like you open up the door. You open up the door like in front of you, and if you were to look just to your right, there's another door that leads to another area.
Okay.
But you also notice just down the hallway, got some goblins scrambling. That hobgoblin party starting to. You can see like the shadows cast around the wall in another area because the door is wide open.
Okay. So this is just like a continuation of the door that Dell looked through.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just goes to that same entrance area. Okay.
Yeah. It does.
I'm gonna turn to the group and I'm gonna say there's how many did I see?
How many shadows did you see
Yeah.
against the wall? You couldn't really make it out. Maybe a few.
Okay. I'll turn to the group. I saw a couple goblins and hobgoblin shadows across this pathway through the trapped entryway. So that's where there's going to be more activity. But I think we can go down this hallway, pointing towards the door that Hana went
You have
through.
no idea where Hana went. Oh, the other.
The door that the goblins that I killed ran towards into that hallway.
If we trigger the trap, would that seal them off?
I think they would come running there because they know where we are. Because there's been
Stop
some
tapping,
noises.
Brian. Please. Thank you.
There's been some noises. We've caused a little bit of commotion, so I'm sure they've noticed that something's happening now.
Fair enough.
Goblins are rowdy. I'm sure they don't notice it.
You might be onto
Possibly.
They are
something.
pretty dumb.
You hear more goblin noises throughout the building. Everybody. Some yelps, some tears, some joy.
What are they saying?
Can't really make it out where you are right now, Olazol. So, what are
I'm just
you
gonna-
doing, Olazol?
I guess I'm gonna like head down the hallway a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna take the lead and just
Right.
continue walking down the hallway.
Yonder. He's crushing everything. I really like the idea of his, because he's so small, but his wings are like flipping the shit and bouncing back and forth as he's stepping on
Yeah, he's only 5'4".
Yeah,
so
that's the
he's
joy
not
of
the
him. He's adorable.
most imposing figure, but
I'm gonna look in this room here.
Okay, make a perception check.
That's not bueno. That's a 9.
It's a 9.
9.
9!
9.
You see a little brazier in there, brazier, whatever you want to call it, brazier, and it's got small coals glowing, and 4 straw pallets are on the floor. It's pretty obvious because you opened the door, and a curtain hangs in the archway, but you don't really see. There's no goblins there at all. You do hear some noises though to the right of you, some thumping. Thumping, you said. that information to my sneaky friend. Sneaky friend has the information related to him.
I'm gonna go check that other doorway
Which
to
one?
his left.
Real quick, out of character, where is Hana compared to me?
She is.
Literal other end of the castle.
I'm kind of over.
Oh yeah,
here.
you can't
Can
see
me?
it. Give me a second to adjust.
How far would you say that is?
Far.
Let's see.
It's at least 70 feet.
Yeah, she no longer has passed that a trace.
Oh, okay.
Still a natural 20. Though.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, for future stealth rolls,
Yeah.
like, she's out of my...
But she still has
Range.
the Mario Star stealth right now. For me.
Yeah.
So she's got a while on that. This should help.
There she is.
Peekaboo! There she is!
Ah.
Okay. Okay, what are you doing?
What do I see in that area?
The one left?
Yeah.
You see an empty room full of garbage and crates all opened, and you see ransacked. Everything looks pretty destroyed. It's the ruined
Then-
tower. From
Okay. Then I'm gonna turn to Ulazal and I'm gonna say, I think we should go into your room first.
Okay, let's check it out.
Give me both.
Hold on. I'm gonna go walk back to the mess hall. Guys! Come on!
As Dell he looks up for a second, and one of his wings just knocks over some more of the last shit off like the counters.
We're sieging a castle. Let's go kill some goblins.
I'm the one destroying.
I'm the one sieging.
And then I'll move back.
All right. You guys follow. What's your marching order behind
Yeah,
you?
we'll follow.
I'll just follow Dell.
Okay. Maznow's cleaning off his axe, trailing the blade behind.
No, he's got that.
Yeah, I'm gonna clean all the porridge off myself.
Okay.
Ew. Still shuddering.
All right. What are you doing? What are you doing now?
I'm gonna sneak into this room.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll.
Whoo! 9.
Well, you have Dell's right next to you, so is that still
Yeah.
counting? It's an hour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so 19.
You
Nice.
quietly enter the room and you see the fireplace in front of you, and you can actually hear the coughing of a hobgoblin around the corner, but it's kind of cast in darkness. But you enter the room, and wherever you want to go for it. Nobody notices you. You don't notice anything besides a door to your right and a door to your left.
I'm gonna go towards that door to my right.
Okay. You're there. Okay.
Yeah.
It seems locked.
I'm gonna try and pick it.
Okay, go for it.
Let's see. I roll. Let's see. That's a 22.
With ease, you open it up, and the door opens up, and you hear those thumping immediately stop as light comes into this tower for the first time in what appears to be ages. You have dark vision, so give me a perception check.
4. Or no. 5.
Oh, so much better.
There we go.
It's a DC, so I mean, a 5. You see dust, rubble, and broken glass covering the floor, and old work tables and bookshelves lie strewn in the south. There's claws through them, and they've been tossed over. And in the middle of the room is a hulking beast that looks like a mangy bear with an owl's head. It rears up and roars when it sees you. But you rolled so high with stealth, I'm pretty sure it doesn't see you. It just... What'd you get? Oh, no, a 19? No, it
Yeah.
sees you. It sees your face. And you hear a big owl... What? That is an owl bear, and here's a picture of an owl bear if you're curious.
It's an owl bear.
It's an owl bear.
That's an interesting looking thing.
It's an owl bear.
It's definitely an owl and a bear combined.
It sure does.
It lives up to the namesake.
It sure does.
I am going to.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna
Okay.
back away, go through the door, and close it. And I'm gonna be like, "There's an owl bear."
Cartoon. And you're, hits the door and knocks it off the hinges. Poof! Down goes Airy, and the owlbear is now you're prone underneath the door. You hear as it's going through, and all of a sudden you hear in Goblinoid, you hear like, "Did the owlbear get out?" And you see the other one be like, "Watch an owlbear." And then this is gonna race through, and I'm gonna roll again. Knocks that door down, and the other hobgoblin that's going up the door like, "Is that?" Boom! Over that hobgoblin. And now the hobgoblin and the owlbear are in a confrontation.
Oh my god.
This
owlbear.
And they're going back.
That's gonna make possibly our job a little easier.
This
okay.
owlbear.
What are you guys doing?
I want to move.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
Did I see the owlbear?
You saw a blur race across the room going, but the Doppler effect. So it sounds really weird.
Maslal, do you know what the...
It's not. You can go as far as you want right now because we're not in combat.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna at least run into this room and explore.
Okay,
See what we got going on in there.
You open up that door, give me a perception check.
Ninja or Hana?
Racing around the castle, you don't hear a single footstep or nothing.
I'm pretty sure my stealth...
Pass without a trace, you don't leave anything like...
Yeah, you don't make footprints.
Beautiful. That's what I'm saying.
There's
You're
no
doing
trace.
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a 14.
14.
Plus 10. I think you're close enough.
No, my perception.
Oh,
it was a perception check.
There's that stealth check in there still.
Sorry.
This place has no exterior light, but you have dark vision, right?
Yep.
So you're able to see this high, narrow hall. It looks as if it might have been part of a chapel or a shrine at one time. Angelic figures are sculpted along the room's upper reaches, looking down at the floor below. To the north, heavy curtains block a matching pair of archways. Between the archways is a cracked but ornately carved stone brazier. You notice broken statues. You notice one of Timora cracked in half and on the floor. You notice one of Tyr broken in half and on the floor. And you also notice one of, where are you? Tyros, also broken on the floor. All gods you've seen on your many journeys. They seem to belong to the castle many ages ago.
Okay. Is that this whole room here?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, just here then.
Just there,
not-
yeah. I don't know what the hell that is right now, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I have to refresh myself.
How much time has passed? How close to the hour being up are we?
You guys are probably 30 minutes into your heist right now.
Sweet.
Heist.
I might as well keep going and run in here too then. If I can.
You can if you want.
Cool. Let's
I'm gonna follow her.
As soon as you
I
open
can't
that
see
door,
that.
you trigger a trap. And all those rocks, you open the door and all the rocks come down, crumble in front, and you hear the footsteps of rushing goblins out of this area.
Okay.
And you see them coming in, and they're awfully confused about what triggered the trap. And as the door opened, you hear this disgusting, slimy slithering behind you, and it doesn't seem to have noticed you. But as you turn around, you see this disgusting slug creature that looks exactly like this.
Oh god!
Right behind me. We'll use this for now, as it's over your shoulder. Just mucus is coming down, and it doesn't see you. But it's trying to figure out what's behind the door, and the goblins are kind of turning the corner and see the Grick, and they're like, "Ah, the fucking Grick!" So they're kind of thinking it's the Grick right now.
Is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Do we all hear those stones fall?
Yeah, definitely. It shudders throughout the castle, and you hear shifting in all kinds of places echoing throughout the castle. Everyone seems to be aware of what a mess this place is right now. Okay. So what is everybody else doing?
I just saw a
peek into
giant
the
bear
room.
thing. Maybe. I don't even know what
What
that
was
was.
that, Del? What'd you say?
With
Okay.
Dell's assistance, I'm getting the
Peeking into
door
that
off of
room.
me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I picked the door off of Airy before.
You do, and
It's a
it goes
Because-
into the room.
Jack's bird.
and you actually see a bunch of bodies all inside that owlbear room.
Okay.
But you're both up now.
Yeah, and I just peeked into that room.
Yep. Your perception shows you that the bodies are there.
That's it.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to Birdman. I'm gonna say it went that way, and point to the direction the owlbear went.
Okay.
Do I know what an owlbear is?
Oh yeah, you see those bastards in your forest every now and then up near the mountains. They're an annoying bunch, but you know, sometimes you get along. Sometimes they roll down the side of a cliff for no reason. Maybe a push. Not to kill it. It's always fine by the end. It's one of those things where he kind of like pushes it down. Thing rolls down. It's at the bottom. It's like rah, rah, gets up, just angry that it just got knocked down. A couple.
Just to displace it.
Yep. Exactly.
Is managing the ecosystem.
Yes.
I imagine I would want to move towards where hearing the trap go off.
Good.
Okay. Everyone, so go ahead, you guys. Burst into the room. With the trap. What are you guys doing?
I want to know what's going on with that thing.
I saw a giant.
Yeah, I don't
creature
even
just
know
run
what
in
that
front of me.
was.
I'm gonna go and check that out.
Same.
All right, so you guys both go to the left.
Okay, gang, let's put up from
Mosno,
here.
come with me.
Yo,
I
Mosno.
want you guys to roll. Everyone roll. I'm keeping your initiatives. Fuck you.
I'm with Flama and Ulazil.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, you're all going that way.
Flama's all.
I'm gonna put my.
As soon as you two enter Erie and Dell, the Grick turns around and hisses in super cool, sloppy, like tentacle mucus way, and it goes to attack you guys.
Ew, gross.
And roll like that. So, oh god, you guys rolled terribly, didn't you? You did. Really. Dell, what was yours earlier? You were 6.
My initiative?
Yeah. And Erie
Yeah, it
was
was
a 11, 12, 11?
Mine was a 15.
15, yep, that's a 5, I see it now. And that was just a 16. So the Grick gets a shot. So the Grick comes up to you, slithering and being disgusting.
What you doing, Ryan?
Sorry. I keep playing with my dice. I'm being loud.
I understand.
That's 12 to hit on Erie.
Misses.
10 to hit on Dell.
Misses.
And 7 to hit on Airy. So it comes over, these
Misses.
tentacles is like going after you, and both of you guys are like, "Oh, that's disgusting." It comes right next to you. And you're both
That's
looking at
gross.
this like, "What? Who would do this? Why would you keep this in here?" Go ahead and roll Airy. If you want to attack it, I don't know, you can do whatever you want.
I do want to attack it.
Alright,
Is it
just
in
worked out.
melee range of Dell?
Yeah, you bet. You guys just both sidestep this dumbass.
Okay.
You're both
So
staring at this weird
I'm gonna attack with my rapier first,
Alright, do whatever you want, boss.
and that is a 14 to hit.
Okay, that hits. Lucky you.
All right, let's do some damage with some sneak attack, and that is a spicy 12.
Yep, that does
Adjectives.
damage.
That is spicy.
And then if it's still up and going, I'm gonna make an
it's
attack
fine.
with
You
my
just go,
dagger.
Sink goes right into it, and just like, ah! You're like, oh, stop. It's got like a little beak to it too. You're like, nah, I like this.
And then I'll make a second attack with my dagger and do that is a
That's spicy.
22 to hit.
A what?
A 22 to hit.
Yeah, no kidding. That hits. Yep. Go ahead.
And that's an extra one piercing damage.
Nice.
How do you want to do this?
Wait a minute.
40 damage.
It's damage resistant to piercing. It has damage resistances to piercing.
So it's half.
As resistance to
half.
piercing,
Yep.
so it's half of all the damage I did.
So that would actually be okay. 6.
Because both my weapons are pierce.
So it laughs at you
6.
and spits mucus on your face.
Okay. Dell, it's your
Does this
turn.
thing-
It goes
Does this
through.
thing look
and-
damaged at all?
What?
Does this thing look damaged to me at all?
No, it looks like it oozed more gross.
Alright,
Good.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm gonna grab Airy,
Yep.
I'm gonna fly into the air. You said that the ceiling seems pretty high, right?
In this chamber, it's a little lower, but so those hallways are about 7 feet tall. Where you're in right now is about 10 feet high. That hall you're in is the tallest hall that you know of.
Does it seem like if I tried to fly up a little bit, I could get out of this thing's range, or no?
Seems so.
I'm gonna do that then.
Okay. As you're flying up, you see these tentacles like. It's not happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess.
I think that's your action, picking him up. So.
Yeah, if I'm holding him, that would be my action.
Okay.
Do I have anything else to do? Nah, I don't really want to use a spell slot, so no.
Oh, I forgot, Hana, you also can take a shot at it if you want. You're 17. You will lose your stealth, your superstar. As soon as you shoot
Oh,
it.
if I shoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm not gonna shoot.
Alright. You got like a little longer on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Ominous DM. Alright. So it is now Aries' turn then.
Again?
Oh no, it's well the Grek is trying to reach you right now. It's slowly climbing up the walls right now. And so it's getting close to you, but to get... Actually, no, yeah, it gets close enough to try and make a melee attack, because it's disgusting. Okay, cool.
Ew, disgusting.
That's a 16 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, it's going after Erie, wherever Della is holding him. And then that would be...
16 points of sucking damage.
Nope.
Damage.
It is 3 points of piercing damage. It just sort of comes up to you and bites you with its beak, and you feel its like tongue licking your arm as it bites into your forearm.
Alright.
You know, like that.
3 damage.
That is gross.
Aerie, your turn. This thing's like right in your face now on the wall, and you hear the like cups being like coming off as it's getting closer.
I'm gonna
Kill yourself.
I'm gonna boop its snoot again with my rapier.
Oh, yeah, do whatever you want.
Snoot.
Oof, the
Go
snoot.
try.
And that is a 17.
That hits.
So that will be 9 piercing damage.
So that would be 5.
4. It's
Half-
rounded down.
Oh, you're right. I divided it wrong.
That's okay.
And
Quick
that
maths.
equals- Yep, okay, I got it. Okay, Dell, it's your turn.
Alright, after seeing that it's...
Oh, I was gonna do a
Oh yeah, go
dagger
ahead.
attack
Go
as
ahead,
well.
go ahead.
Sorry.
You're just kind of holding, and this is really lame, like back and forth is going on right now, just like stabbing and gross touches. Yes, 100%. That is exactly what
That's a 17 to hit
Yeah, it
with an additional 2 pierce.
Okay, so 1.
So 1 pierce.
Okay,
Ew.
All right.
all right.
So I guess I'll land somewhere not near it and just use Thorn Whip.
Okay, go for it. Dell
That
flies to
is...
the ground, puts Airy down, takes out his thorn whip, and goes up towards it on the wall.
18 to hit.
That
so
is.
that's gonna hit.
Nice.
And then 5.
5 will.
I believe it's piercing,
Okay, so 2.
unfortunately.
The grip now seems a little hurt, and it kind of slithers up and slithers away. It's like, I hate this. It goes away.
Oh, it leaves.
Piercing pulls it towards me, or the Thorn Whip pulls it towards me.
Oh, so now it's all on top of you now. And it's trying to leave. It's trying to get away, and so it's now going all over your wings, and you're getting covered in disgusting mucus, and it smells horrible.
I'm so glad I'm going to
Aw.
this room.
Or Hana,
Any day.
what do you want to do? You can move, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They're now being gross all over here.
Okay.
You guys are now running toward the owlbear fighting the hobgoblin.
When those goblins that were looking at
What do you
Orhana,
think?
or King, the disturbance that
We're trying to
Orhana made,
investigate these rooms?
like when they saw that it was the monster thing,
Yeah.
did they like turn around or did they just
We
stay
don't
there?
know.
So the
Who
Okay.
knows?
guy's obviously gonna be down here because I haven't found him yet. So So he's somewhere. I might as well join you guys then. I want to run past this gross slimy thing.
Alright.
So.
Go ahead and move your character.
Yeah, I'll stay here.
Okay, and then you can move all those guys up. They all are right next to the guy who's being covered by a door, and as an owlbear and a hobgoblin are fighting back and forth right now.
So over here, right?
Yes. So basically, you're roaming back and forth and just starting to see the carnage as your compadres are just making a mess of this castle, clearing out all the goblin strongholds. There's tons of goblin bodies everywhere at this point. You guys have been ridiculous in taking out what's been there. It's a little exaggerated too, because I just don't want you to fight 500 goblins. So you can imagine you're taking out lots of goblins. Okay, so now it is Flama, Ulazal, and Maznel's turn. As you guys open up a door, you see an owlbear pinning against the wall a hobgoblin, and you guys have your initiative rolls. Let me just go see what the owlbear stat block is. I have it. And see what he's doing right now.
He's nomming on some goblin.
Oh, dear lord. Okay.
Oh boy. Here we go. Hope you're ready to rage. I'm ready to rage.
Goblin.
I don't even have rage.
Okay, so that is... Okay, then I gotta do... So let me do... Okay.
Oh boy.
And then that's... oh my god, I never get to use these. Okay. You guys come into the room just as the owlbear tears off the hobgoblin's head and spits it out, and it bursts through the next set of doors out here. The thing's just dead, and you just hear this. Woohoo! Woohoo! As it leaves, you hear the door move, and you see the other hobgoblin getting up, like Okay, so I would like. You guys already rolled your initiatives. I have them. Mm-hmm. So Maznel gets to go first because you have advantage on the hobgoblin getting up, who's disoriented right now.
Okay, and where is he?
He is directly in front of you.
The red dude?
Yeah, he's a red dude getting up on his feet right now.
He was crushed by it. He was another door.
Okay. The other one is dead.
Stunned, basically. The other one has its head is on the floor right now.
Yikes, dude.
That's just the dice.
Yes, I believe
the owlbears are really, and I'm playing the owlbear how the owlbear is meant to be played. So there you are.
It just runs around.
There you are.
That's awesome.
All right, I will take a swing at the hobgoblin that is standing up.
Sure. You have advantage because he's standing up.
I have advantage.
He's stunned.
Oof. Good thing I have advantage. That is an unnatural 20.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. And nice. That is a 16.
As the goblin starts to stand up, you put him right back down on the ground. The goblin's going. So at this point,
excellent.
We can stop here, or if you guys want to go a little longer, we can finish the castle. It's up to you. It's 11 o'clock right now.
I'm okay with finishing the castle if everybody else
is. Everyone okay with that?
I'm exhausted, and I have to work tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah, it's Saturday?
You have to work?
Yes, but that's alright. You can, roll for me and shit. That's fine.
No, I say if you're gonna leave, I say let's leave it at this point and pick it up next time, because I've got other stuff I'm doing tonight as well. So.
Okay. So before we wrap up here, as you guys kill that goblin, you hear the arguments behind that door coming from what seems you can hear the bugbear in a loud argument with some other voice, a female voice you don't recognize.
Ooh.
And you guys are also hearing moans from where you released the owlbear. And that is where we can end tonight.
Gotcha. Owlbear fucking shoot him up.